feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Baseball fans, Father's Day is right around the corner, and what do dads like? Baseball and beer. And there's one place to go for all your beer needs, and that is Hampton Beer Outlet, Route 8 in Hampton, where they've got the best prices around and the best selection and best customer service. And right now, for Father's Day, 10% off all Hampton Beer Outlet gift cards. That's right, 10% off Hampton Beer Outlet gift cards. Perfect for the dad in your life. Drive a little, save a lot. Route 8 in Hampton.
Hey, it's Chris Muller, and they are turning up the heat at Crown Mitsubishi in Washington. The OG bow tie guy, Mr. Mike Engel, he and his team have some sizzling deals for you. How about this? All Outlanders and Outlander Sports with all-wheel drive and 0% financing. They've also got Outlander Trail Editions. You can get up to $7,500 off. Plus, Eclipse Crosses, you can take up to $5,000 off. It doesn't end there at Crown Mitsubishi. You can get up to 125% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade, regardless of model, mileage, or condition. My guy Mike Engel, he and the team, Bill Driscoll there at Crown Mitsubishi. They are awesome. They treat you the right way, and they get you all those deals that I just mentioned. It's going to be a top-notch car buying experience from start to finish. The summer sale starts now, and it is too hot to miss. So make sure you take advantage of the great deals at Crown Mitsubishi in Washington and online, crownmitsubishipa.com.
Hey, want to do dinner with us tonight?
I don't know. The kids just left. I think we're just going to stay in tonight.
Oh, come on. Don't miss out again.
Miss out on what?
Catching up with friends. The sounds of winning. Celebrations, endless laughs, and memories they'll never forget. Don't just hear about the fun. Time moves fast, so go have it. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
Now for the Gherkin Roofing and Contracting Call the Pickle Today Traffic Center.
If you have plans to hit the south side this weekend, be aware that PennDOT crews will be doing some inspection work Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the Birmingham Bridge. That will mean lane and shoulder restrictions in both directions. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, I'm David Bellarado on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
This report brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. It's Andrew Filipponi and Chris Muller. Pony and Muller. Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Like it or not, Henry Davis is the personal catcher for Paul Skeens, no matter how badly he struggled. And I'm guessing they didn't want to upset that apple cart and keep that in place. It's understandable. I think Paul Skeens has earned the right to decide who he wants behind the plate.
Okay, that's an interesting question, and that's why I'm happy we have Matt Clement here on 93.7 The Fan, MLB analyst, a man with almost 100 wins, who graciously stepped up during our Fan 5 alarm, and we had hundreds of donations trying to win an experience with Matt to sit with me and Matt behind home plate in the Home Plate Club for an upcoming Pirates game. Pirates and Rockies tonight. Joey Bart traded last night, so Henry Davis is here to stay. And you just heard Greg Brown on it. We're live at Mike's Beer Bar, USA, Australia. We'll update that game in a second. Matt Clement brought to you by Smale Chevy, Latrobe, now part of the Smale Auto Group family. Matt, let's follow up with what Greg Brown said. He said that Paul Skeens has earned the right to tell the Pirates who catches him every fifth day. Do you agree with that?
I feel like he's earned a right, but I don't feel like this trade is because of Paul Skeens or Henry Davis, actually. To me, this situation... let's give what everybody kind of wanted. Everybody wanted the fact that Endy Rodriguez has played so well and he earned a job. And I think he earned a job. Like he's come up and done well. His energy in the clubhouse, everybody keeps talking about how he's such a difference maker. And every day we're on here talking about this log jam at catcher. If you include Flores in there, they have to do something about the situation. So on to Bart, Bart has 1 year arbitration left before he's a free agent. He's making $2.5 million. If they keep Bart in this situation, right, and bring him back next year, you're looking at a you're looking at a $3.5 to $4 million catcher because he had a couple, he's had some 250 and above years, a couple double-digit home run years. So I feel like in the grand scheme of things, I don't see this being about Skeens. Maybe is there a small part of it about Skeens? Possibly. And I think that, like, I just read your tweet, like, about Jeffers potentially. Like, it kind of clears out the way. There's this logjam at catcher. Now we've cleared out the way if they want to go the route of grabbing a veteran catcher and maybe moving Davis in that trade, or maybe moving Flores in that trade, or maybe even moving Andy Rodriguez in that trade. They have that ability now. So I think it crossed off a lot of things, and then you get a right-handed arm who's familiar with the organization. Sure, his numbers don't look great recently, but these are the kind of people available in trade right now, and we're looking for bullpen arms.
Well, Matt, even if it was about the Pirates kind of running it through the Paul Skeens scope and wanting to keep Henry Davis around because of that, do you think that's okay? Did you encounter some teammates over your time where, the team would maybe run it by, like, hey, how would they feel about this move if we kept or got rid of this guy?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I wasn't in the position that Paul Skeens was in, but I always preferred a certain catcher of the two that were catching me. Yeah. And I always preferred, and a lot of times it didn't mean I didn't like or didn't want to be with the other one, but I preferred the other one. Maybe he called my slider more. That was a big one for me. Maybe he threw guys out because I didn't pick off the first base a lot. I just tried to be quick to home, and he had the better arm. So if you wanted to run, you were going to get out. So yeah. Every pitcher prefers somebody that they're throwing to. And I just don't think that this decision is Paul Skeens a part of this decision. I think we're giving him way more a part of this decision than it really is. You had to clear somebody out. Bart made the most sense, in my opinion, in a position that really has been unsuccessful. And I just don't think they went to Paul Skeens and said, "Hey, we're thinking about sending Henry Davis down, man. What do you think?" And he's like, "No way." I just don't think that's the scenario that happened. Now, it's implied by a lot of us. It might be felt by a lot of people, but I don't think that's how it went down.
Well, let me attempt to ask this question and remove Skeens from the equation. If you take Skeens out of it, Paul, do you think Henry Davis should be in the major league catching right now?
Well, I still believe he is there. This is hard to say because I'm watching from afar. I haven't physically talked to these pitchers, but he is the best. I don't want to say defensive catcher. He's the most experienced at calling pitches with these dudes. So and I think that's probably the biggest thing from Skeens' standpoint. It's not easy to catch Paul Skeens, from the first part. And then you're talking Bubba Chandler, who has elite stuff. You're talking Jared Jones, whose stuff's going to get even more elite as he goes along and gets healthier and healthier. I think I think there's probably a little bit of a question, can we completely hand this over to Andy Rodriguez and just give him the chance to go back there and catch all five of these dudes day in, day out? That's not a knock on him, but there's a little bit of unknown with that. He hasn't caught all these live arms over and over, plus called the game for them. So I don't think that Henry Davis is more than a once every fifth day catcher right now. Maybe twice, based on a back-to-back, like a night game, day game. And I feel like, you're giving that little bit of chance that maybe this guy that we did invest a lot in by getting rid of Joey Bart, not like you didn't get rid of somebody that's killing the ball or unbelievable, or whatever the case may be. You're giving him that little bit of chance still to potentially he develops. I know it's frustrating. He's probably frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. But at the same time, it wasn't a big risk to keep Henry Davis around as your backup catcher right now, in my opinion at least.
Matt, I want to switch the conversation to Connor Griffin, who is currently on a rehab assignment. Also, another thank you to Connor Griffin, who joined the broadcast during the Fan 5 Alarm Marathon, as did you, Matt, over the course of the last couple of days. All of that being said, would it be more worth it for the Pirates to activate him and just let him DH? Or would you not want to have multiple guys who could only DH on the roster at one time?
Well, I agree with Tony. I think the initial decision was because of that, because and then Cruz got hurt, and that kind of, we didn't want to have too many DHs at the time, and you have Ozuna, you have all these O'Hearn-Horwitz combo, and all this different stuff going on, and then Cruz got hurt, and that kind of changed things a little bit from that perspective. I just feel like, again, I'm not saying this is the truth of all this, but I'd rather have Connor Griffin finish his rehab as is, come back where he's 100% clear to do everything, than Connor Griffin come up here and something happen while he's hitting in a real game against guys throwing 100 miles an hour with 98 mile an hour sliders and everything else, stealing bags and being reckless. I don't want him to not be the reckless self he was. And then you have the chance of something happening to that elbow before he's completely cleared for MLB games that causes him to maybe not play again this season or till the middle of August, and then it's doomsday for the Pirates.
Matt, it's a Friday, and usually Fridays are festive, and there's a feel-good vibe to them, especially during the summer. So let's close with a fun topic for us, but maybe not such a fun one for you. The Pirates are in Colorado tonight. You were a former pitcher who won a lot of games. Would you do the math like a week or two in advance and say, oh, crap, I'm going to have to pitch in Denver? Would it mess with you mentally? Would it completely change the way you approach the game because maybe your breaking pitches didn't break as much, etc.? Give us a take from a guy who pitched a lot of games there, who knows what these Pirates starting pitchers are thinking about right now as they get ready for a series there starting tonight.
Well, I mean, a little different Rockies team they're facing than the one I was facing. A lot of that team was Davini Castillo, Todd Helton, Larry Walker, Dante Bichette, Blake Street Bombers. So you didn't want to face them home or away back when I was in that day. But yes, it was something that was paid attention to. There's a lot of factors. I have a little bit of an asthma that comes into effect when you're a mile above sea level and that thin air. But how I combated it is I just tried to brainwash myself into thinking, you know what, I'm a sinker slider guy. That stuff affects the dudes with the loopy curveballs. They don't break quite as much, but the sliders seem to still go well. The cutters seem to still go well. The sinkers seem to still go well. And whether it was true or not, that was my way of brainwashing myself into saying, all right, I have a better advantage because their pitcher is going to be in a worse advantage than I am. It is mental. I'll tell you where Coors Field really gets you. The grass is so fast in the infield, and the alleys are so huge, and the ball flies into those alleys. It's the triples in the gap, and the balls that get through the infield so quickly, at least it was when I played there, piled on with the, end of the bat home run and the ridiculous altitude balls, and your breaking balls don't do as much. So I think it's all a pretty big factor. I'm anxious to see schemes in Coors Field. I think I'm very intrigued. I was thinking that this afternoon. I'm intrigued to see what he looks like and what it does to some of his pitches. And he's so great that he might attack differently because of it. And I think it'll be cool. It's a cool subject to kind of take a look at here.
You know what's interesting, Matt? I just pulled up your stats. This is what's great about baseball. Career ERA in places. I can readily do that. Your career ERA at Coors Field, 7.17. But guess what? I was looking at some of your best places. Yankee Stadium, 2 starts, Don, 1.74 ERA for Matt Clement.
All right, Matt. Those are probably some big starts for the Red Sox.
Yeah, man. 1.74 in the house that Ruth built. That's tremendous. Also, Shea Stadium against my Mets, you own them. 2.66 at Shea with those planes flying overhead from LaGuardia. That didn't bother you at all.
It must have been taking the subway into the game. I think they got me locked in there.
Man. All right. Hey, Matt, we'll talk again on Monday, man. Good talk.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Matt Clement, everybody. Mark Caballi won't join us today because he's, I think, is he doing the Myrtle Beach trip or is he doing the Outer Banks? One of the two.
Myrtle.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
He's in Myrtle, but he did confirm that I'll get to talk to him on Monday.
Oh, you're doing the morning show?
Going in for the morning show.
Mark, brought to you by Keystone Custom Apparel, the region's premier spirit wear and sports uniform provider. We have a going low minute, Sans Malzy in 3 minutes, involving a guy who is leading the U.S. Open, who is banned from coming back to Pittsburgh. I'm serious about that. No lie. Follow us on Twitter, brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Route 19, Peters Township. Watch us on Twitter. We are live at Mike's Beer Bar. USA, Australia, they're doing a hydration break, Donnie, so maybe we should take one here. We'll be right back.
Now, fan headlines. Powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
All right, Pony just mentioned the U.S. Open. Let's give a round 2 update. Wyndham Clark is still at the top of the leaderboard, 7 under. He shot 69 today, which is pretty good and very funny. Xander Schauffele and Matt Fitzpatrick are right beneath him. They're tied for second. They're both at 3 under. This update was brought to you by True Green, the official lawn care provider of the PGA and Lynch Golf Sales at Pine Creek. If you're not being fit outdoors, you're not being fit. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, go to 937thefan.com. Pony.
All right, let's talk right now about Mike's Beer Bar. You can hear it in the background. We're live here for the big soccer tournament, and Mike's is the best place in town to watch all the soccer games. Mike pledged before it started a week ago, every match would be on here. So there's games tonight that factor in for the U.S., and they'll be on at Mike's. They're open for those games. If you're a soccer supporter, you just want to check it out, this is the place to come. Right next to PNC Park. 80 rotating taps of local craft beer, all kinds of different beer varieties. Summer beers are out, very popular, shandies and whatnot, all here at Mike's Beer Bar. So meet me at Mike's today.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
France is loaded with attacking firepower, headlined by a lightning-fast forward who's been the best player on the planet for years. Les Bleus' combination of individual brilliance and collective discipline makes them perpetual contenders.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $365 in bonus bets just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
Have you noticed that every service company these days is owned by some giant corporation with zero personality and no personal touch? Yeah, no thanks. Gherkin Roofing is still family-owned, truly local, and when you call, a human answers. One with a pulse and probably a Pittsburgh accent. They do roofing, siding, gutters, and win awards year after year for their customer service. So if you want a contractor that picks up the phone, shows up, and treats you like a neighbor, because they are one, call The Pickle. Gherkin Roofing, always local and friendly, 724-515-5551.
Hey, it's Chris Muller, and let me tell you, they're turning up the heat at Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Washington. The OG bow tie guy, Mike Engel, he and his team have some sizzling deals that you have got to take advantage of. New Jeep Grand Cherokees and Ram trucks. Save big with 0% financing. New Jeep Cherokees and Gladiator Sports. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP. Plus, up to 125% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade, regardless of model, mileage, or condition. Mike and his team do it the right way. They know that starts with great customer service, but they also know it always involves you getting the absolute best deal on the vehicle that fits you, your budget, your needs, everything. That's why they do it the right way for you. The Make This the Summer event starts now, and it's too hot to miss. Make sure you shop online, crownjeep.com.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The PM team is brought to you by Mike's Beer Bar on the North Shore. Meet me at Mike's. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Afternoons with Pony and Muller. Andrew Filipponi and Chris Muller. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
On paternity leave, Matt Clement just joined us on the Fan Hotline presented by Sullivan Super Service, Pittsburgh's trusted plumbing and HVAC provider for over 50 years. We're live at Mike's Beer Bar. We're handing out some of our very, very highly sought-after fan trading cards, which are brought to you by Baseball Card Castle and the General Patton, your go-to destination for cards, collectibles, and more. These cards have picks and stats of the fan host, and you can pick them up at Baseball Card Castle in Cranberry or anytime you're out. Matt Clement, good friends with the General, and the General told me at our Fan 5 alarm that when a lot of Matt's friends, let's say, they would be out at gentlemen's clubs when the team was on the road, Matt Clement would be in his room watching games and bidding on LeBron James cards on eBay. And now Matt's got this treasure trove of elite, very, very, very valuable LeBron James cards from his career. How about that?
I mean, I guess that adds up because I'm trying to pull up Matt's page here to figure out when. Okay, so he was done in 06.
Yep. So late in his career.
LeBron was just coming on the rise.
And he was making some dough back then in Boston. Got some nice money from your Red Sox, Don. You were watching the Red Sox back then when Matt Clement was pitching for those guys.
Yeah, I mean,
remember he had that great goatee?
The game that I reference all the time, MVP Baseball 2005, the greatest baseball video game to ever be created by man. Matt was a member of the Red Sox on that squad.
Who's this attractive lady they're showing at this game? Do we know her?
I don't know. All I know is that RFK Jr. did not get a warm welcome from the folks here at Mike's.
We said that whenever there's a goal in this game, intern Don was going to let us know by playing a sounder for the team that scored. So let's hear it, Dom, because we do have a goal in this game now. I don't know if this is right, though, because I'm not as familiar with soccer as I am with the other sports. The stats say an Australian scored.
Because it was an own goal.
He just put it in the wrong net. So what do you do with that? Does he play the Australian song too and play both? And say, yeah, the Australian scored, but it was for us?
No, because I think you play for the team that it counted for, which was the United States. It got crossed into the box.
But I think if you play both, it gives full context to what happened. So I think you should. There it is. Thank you. What's his name? Cam Burgess? Burgee? Smokey Burgess.
This may have just been a reason to listen to Men at Work do their thing back in the day. Which that is a great song, by the way.
We do have a going low update here from the U.S. Open, which is not being played at Oakmont like last year. It's in New York at Shinnecock Hills. Wyndham Clark is leading after 36 holes. Now, here's why this is relevant. Wyndham Clark is the guy last year that hated Oakmont so much that he destroyed lockers there. And they instituted a ban on him, Don. I don't know if this is enforceable, but I checked with someone today because you know that they play the U.S. Open at Oakmont every 7, 8, 9 years. I mean, it's always in the rotation. And it's not like Wyndham Clark is some old fogey. I think he's either in his late 20s or early 30s. And I asked this person, I said, look, the next time the U.S. Open is at Oakmont, would Wyndham Clark be allowed to play? And that person's response was no.
That's what my guess would have been.
So, he might be a 2-time U.S. Open champion by the time this tournament wraps up because he won it in L.A. a few years ago.
And it's like the Masters, right? It's an automatic invite.
Yes. Yeah. But, what takes precedent? The fact that he's a former champion, so he's locked in, or the course saying, you destroyed property here. You're not allowed on the grounds anymore. You can't come back to the ground.
Yeah, they're like that guy that used to be part of the broadcast team with Jim Nantz, who had to do it from home.
Correct.
But that being said, I mean, I don't know the inner workings that Chris may know, you may know. Maybe Josh Roundtree could have an answer for us. But
I'm going to text Roundtree right now about this, actually.
I wouldn't be surprised. It makes sense that it would come down to the course for something like the U.S. Open or, just one of the majors in general. If a guy got banned from Augusta, they're not going to let him back in.
But is there a difference between being banned from Oakmont and being banned from the U.S. Open? He can never play there when he wants to outside of a tournament, but the tournament
Right.
Like the USGA takes over Oakmont, and would their rules take precedent? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is it wouldn't stun me if you got an answer back that was, yeah, he can play in every single U.S. Open, but if it's ever at Oakmont, he cannot play.
Oh, my God. I mean, look, I think destroying property is pretty messed up, and especially because golf takes things like that so seriously. It's part of the sport's tradition and history, golf etiquette and whatnot. But I don't know, man. Like, there are people that play in golf tournaments that have done way, way worse than break a locker at a country club. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're telling me Phil Mickelson or John Daly or Tiger Woods or Angel Cabrera legit, like, went to jail. And he won a U.S. Open at Oakmont. He can play, but friggin' Wyndham Clark can't?
I mean, it's... And anybody who has seen the videos on our Going Low page know that I am no sort of golfer.
You play with an orange ball, and Mark Cavalli makes fun of you about
and
that.
That would be usually for somebody like me the least of the worries. Like, surprisingly, for something like golf, I tend to dress the part. But that being said, there are things that are rules at places all over that you would kind of laugh at, but it's true. Like, everybody's got to have the shirt tucked in. You better dare not turn your hat backwards or you're going to get thrown off the course. Stuff like that really you can't translate into other sports. That's why it wouldn't stun me if...
Oh, I'm getting thought bubbles back from Roundtree here.
Okay, now he's going to have a way more clear answer, I would think. But I wouldn't be stunned the next time they go back to Oakmont. When would that be? Like 2033?
Yeah, I think it's 7 or 8 years from now.
And they say, yeah,
sorry, pal.
He's not allowed back.
Like, can he do some community service or something to make up for a broken locker? Can he pay for him?
They're going to make him clean up trash on the side of the highway?
I don't know. That just seems like something that, even though it's messed up, you could be forgiven for it. It's not like he lit fire to the dressing room there. He was frustrated and broke some stuff.
He's going to have to, like, go through the full interview process and everything. Like,
man, Josh is giving me some serious thought bubbles. Here
there it is.
I go, would Clark be allowed to play at the U.S. Open the next time he's here at Oakmont? He's banned. Roundtree response, I believe so. I think his reinstatement to the club was contingent on him following some obligations they laid out for him. I'd assume by that point it would all be settled. So he'd have to suck it up and do something to atone for his sins. But what if he's a jerk and he's like, no, I've won 2 U.S. Opens. F off. I'm not doing this for you guys.
I guess that could happen. But I don't, like, do we know if he already did the things that he needed to do?
I don't think they could force him out, because what if a country club like Augusta was like, yeah, we just don't like this guy. We just don't like
we don't like the cut of his jib.
Yeah. You can't, like, I don't think legally you could, you'd get sued for that. He could probably sue Oakmont or the USGA if they banned him for that reason, I would think.
I would think so too, but again, it's like so, I don't want to say bizarre, but it's like it has like that unique set of rules in golf where it wouldn't stun me either way. If they were like, nope, you know what? I mean, isn't Oakmont, like, didn't Big Ben try to become a member there for years and they denied him?
I think so. At least that's what Malsey says.
Like,
but I think Malsey likes telling that story because it makes Ben look bad.
Yeah, but like I have friends that I've told that to, and they're like stunned. Like, oh yeah, like, not just because you have money can you become a member. That you got to go through this whole character interview. It's like you're getting a job.
Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get retirement on track. The Buccos are in Denver tonight, looking at 82 degrees at first pitch, as the Pirates start a 3-game set with the Rockies. Pat Narduzzi coached against Brendan Sorsby. Pitt played them. He's a defensive coach. We asked him for a scouting report on the guy that's in the NFL supplemental draft for the Steelers. He provided one. What did he say? You'll hear it next. Quick timeout, long commercial-free segment. We are live at Mike's Beer Bar. Big watch party for the USA World Cup match. We'll be right back. It's the PM team, and I'm here to tell you guys about Comer & Cross. If your garage floor is disgusting like mine was cracked 2 years into me living in our new house that we built, and I was really, really ticked off about it, and it looked bad, and it made me very, very self-conscious about having people over and having them walk through the garage. Well, that all changed thanks to Comer & Cross. If you got an epoxy job that's peeling and cracking, they can take care of that too. You can have a gleaming new garage floor from them, just like me. Installation right now, 50% off. Installation for me only took 1 day. 5-star reviews, thousands of them. Because there's a big pop here for whatever's going on in this game. 5-star reviews, tons of them for the job they do. So I want you to pick up the phone and call now, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 800-NEW-FLOOR, or schedule it, COMERcross.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Coming up tonight in pro hockey, Game 2 of the finals, Carolina down 1-0 in the series, a minus 165 favorite over Vegas. Total in the game is 6. And Game 1 was really high scoring, 5-4 in favor of Vegas. I think we get a lower scoring game tonight. Give me under 6, and I like Vegas to win. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. You can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Hey, it's Chris Muller, and the summer temperatures are here. The heat is here. And if your home is already feeling warmer than it should, even with the air conditioner running constantly, you might well have a major problem with leaky, drafty windows. Get it fixed with my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Right now, they are making it easier than ever to get the job done, to make your house more comfortable, to make it more energy efficient, to make those utility bills go down with their buy 4 windows and get 4 free offer. That's one of the biggest offers of the year, and that means the more windows you replace, the more you're going to save. Plus, you're going to get 48 months of 0% interest financing, same as cash, and Universal's windows. I mean, you're also getting those, and they have their exclusive Super Spacer technology. It helps reduce the drafts, and it helps improve your insulation and keep those indoor temperatures more consistent year-round. Don't wait to schedule your free estimate. Do this today. Call 412-545-6003 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
We're turning up the heat here at Crown Mitsubishi in Washington, and your OG Bowtie guy has some sizzling deals. All Outlanders and Outlander Sports with all-wheel drive and 0% financing. Outlander Trail Editions up to $7,500 off. Eclipse Cross, take up to $5,000 off. Plus up to 125% of KBB for your trade, regardless of model, mileage, or condition. The summer sale starts now, and it's too hot to miss. CrownMitsubishiPA.com. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Crowley. Father's Day is right around the corner. What does your dad want for Father's Day? He wants beer. I know that because I'm a dad, and I have a dad, and my dad loves beer. And right now at Hampton Beer Outlet, Father's Day special, 10% off all Hampton Beer Outlet gift cards. That's right, 10% off a Hampton Beer Outlet gift card. Tack it onto another gift or spend big and make that the big gift itself. Hampton Beer Outlet. Drive a little, save a lot. Route 8 in Hampton.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Traveling to Paris to see the black and gold? Use TrueFan Travel. TrueFanTravel.com.
Flying out of Pittsburgh? Stop punishing yourself with airport parking, crammed rows, circling for spots, and hauling your bags around. Globe Airport Parking gives you the treatment the airport lot never will. With Globe Parking, you pull up, toss them the keys, and go. While your car would just roast in a forgotten corner of the airport lot, Get taken care of with a car wash, detailing, oil changes, and other maintenance, all while you're gone at reasonable prices. Reserve your Valley spot now at GlobeAirportParking.com. Globe Airport Parking. Stop suffering with airport parking and start expecting better.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins AeroBurst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of AeroBurst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. BetMGM Sportsbook is making the world's game more exciting than ever before. Win a share of $500K in bonus bets for every goal the U.S. team scores during the tournament. It's easy. Log into your BetMGM Sportsbook account to receive a Goal Rush grand prize qualifying token. Then place a pregame straight bet of at least $5 on the U.S. team's match with your token attached. For every goal the U.S. team scores in that match, you'll earn a share of $500K in bonus bets. That's right, $500,000 in bonus bets per goal. Get in on tournament action with BetMGM and win a share of $500K in bonus bets for every goal the U.S. men's team scores. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days.
Hey, it's Pony. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select, and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
For tonight, expect mostly clear skies and a low in the mid-50s, west winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Saturday, becoming partly cloudy with an isolated afternoon or evening shower or thunderstorm and a high of 76. Breezy winds out of the west at around 15 miles per hour. And Saturday night, mostly clear and a low of 56. I'm KDKA First Alert meteorologist Trey Fulbright with your forecast.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Now for the Gherkin Roofing and Contracting Call the Pickle Today Traffic Center.
You'll see surveyors out working today along I-79 and the Route 60 and Parkway West interchange ramps in Robinson and Kennedy Townships, so don't be surprised if you run into some shoulder restrictions between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA, I'm David Ballarado on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station, live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Persona non grata at Oakmont, Wyndham Clark, your leader at the U.S. Open. 2 rounds in, a 4-stroke lead. He is 7 under par. For more, go to 937thefan.com. Right now, live from Mike's Beer Bar. It's the PM team.
More of Andrew Filipponi and Chris Muller. Pony and Muller on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
I think he's a really good football player. I mean, I think he's got a strong arm. I think he can make all the throws. If I recall, it was a while ago, 2 years ago at Cincinnati, and they were a run-heavy offense, so he was obviously helped by the run game. Is he a drop back and throw it 70 times a game? Probably not, which I think a lot of quarterbacks aren't that. But I think he's a really good quarterback. Obviously, it's unfortunate. The problem and issue he had at Cincinnati and Indiana and Texas Tech. I guess it's been 3 spots he's had a problem. But it's unfortunate. But, I'm happy for him that he's got, a place to go because, certainly his go was not going to be college football.
Pat Narduzzi on the Fan 5 Alarm talking about the man of the hour in the NFL, Brendan Sorsby. Really not since Bernie Kosar has an NFL quarterback been in the supplemental draft with as much fanfare, and never has anybody been in with as much controversy, not even Terrell Pryor. I don't think NFL teams cared that he sold memorabilia in exchange for tattoos. This is about a guy betting on games. And we're going to be joined by somebody in about 20 or so minutes who actually believes that the Steelers are going to add Brendan Sorsby to their quarterback room. And that person's not the only guy saying it. So we got to talk about it. We're live at Mike's. Big, big, big celebration here. A huge watch party for USA Australia. That game has gone to the half. And we had a goal late in the first half. Every time there's a goal in the game, we play you a sounder to let you know who scored. Dom, let's get the latest one. Nil. That's what they say in soccer. Nil is 0, Don. You got to say nil.
Oh,
you want
I'm
to
aware,
sound like
yeah.
you know what you're talking about.
Tennis, it would be 2-love.
2-love. USA up on Australia. Second round robin match in Group D between these two teams who both won their first games. US beat Paraguay, and the Australians beat Turkey in an upset. This is 2-0. Controversial goal late. USA scores. They wave it off. They go to something called VAR, which is video assistant replay, because it looked offside initially. That was what the naked eye of the officials said. And they changed it. And they changed it to a goal. And here's the crazy thing, Donnie. The guy that scored the goal, who is he?
The son of former NFL wide receiver Antonio Freeman. Known probably most for a touchdown catch he made on Monday Night Football over a quarter century ago when the Packers beat the Vikings in overtime. And this was when Monday Night Football was doing some of its best work, and Al Michaels uttered the words, "He did what?" catching a deflected pass, running into the end zone untouched. The Packers win the game in overtime.
And his kid got into soccer, which I'm sure there's been countless stories written about it. I've not read any of them. That his son picked international football over American football. So Antonio Freeman had Brett Favre throwing him the ball. Do you think, even though the Steelers and Packers played very rarely, do you think that this man's dad had over 100 career receiving yards against the Steelers? What's your guess?
Well, it's even tough for me to think back when they would have played before, like, the league's realignment. He was done playing in 2003. But if they played against him in 97, 98, or 99, yes, there's a fair chance.
Look it up.
In 97 and 98, he had fantastic years.
Let's see if the dad of the man who just scored the goal to put USA up big. I don't even know this Freeman's name. Is he Antonio Freeman Jr.?
He's just Jr., yep.
He's Antonio Freeman Jr., and he played soccer over football. Did his dad have over 100 career receiving yards against your Pittsburgh Steelers?
Okay, so in 98 they did play, and that's when Freeman had his best year. He had a season where he caught for over 1,400 yards. In that game, he had 6 for 83.
All right. 6 for 83.
Now let's see.
Did he latch on with anybody else at the end of his career, Antonio Freeman?
He spent 1 year with the Eagles, and then he was back here, but then again, or back in Green Bay. Let's see if he, as a rookie in 1995, did anything.
I don't think so off the
when
top
the
of my
two
head.
teams played.
I'm going to go with a big fat no.
In
there.
95, it was a Packers win at Lambeau Field, 24-19.
Against the AFC champion Steelers.
And Antonio Freeman was just a mere kick return specialist.
Okay, I told you.
that game.
So unless he did something with the Eagles against the Steelers, he doesn't get to 100 yards. Is that right?
Well, let me check one more because I don't know if they played against them in 2003. They did not. They went from 98 to 2005 not playing. I don't know if the Steelers played the Eagles in 2002. I don't think they did.
No.
That would have to be
they played
when
in
it took
04,
place.
obviously. We all know that. One of the great wins in Heinz Field history against those 04 Eagles.
So no, 6 for 83 is what Antonio Freeman had.
Yep.
Man, what a year he had, though, in 98. He was an all-pro. 84 for 1424 and 14 touchdowns.
All right, let's hear Pat Narduzzi on Brendan Sorsby, the most controversial man in football, one more time, Dom.
I think he's a really good football player. I think he's got a strong arm. I think he can make all the throws. If I recall, it was a while ago, 2 years ago at Cincinnati. They were a run-heavy offense, so he was obviously helped by the run game. Is he a drop back and throw it 70 times a game? Probably not, which I think a lot of quarterbacks aren't that. But I think he's a really good quarterback. Obviously, it's unfortunate. The problem and the issue he had at Cincinnati and Indiana and Texas Tech. I guess it's been 3 spots he's had a problem. But it's unfortunate. But I'm happy for him that he's got a place to go because certainly his goal was not going to be college football.
So I was surprised that Narduzzi didn't just completely rule out Sorsby as a quarterback based on the betting stuff, Don. And he went in depth on him as a player and seems to like the player as an NFL prospect. Is how I heard that. That's how a really good quarterback is what he called him.
Yeah,
every throw.
I thought he treated the question fairly because he very well could have had the cop-out of, well, Andrew, I don't think any team's going to take him. It doesn't matter what my scouting report is because the guy was betting on his own team when he was at Indiana, and he actually gave a legit report on him. See, I think back to a conversation that was had. We had Mo Egger on the show from ESPN in Cincinnati, a month or so ago when a lot of this stuff was going down, and he was like stunned
That there was so much hoopla.
By the amount of love that Brendan Sorsby had, because he told us, and he covers the Bearcats. It's not like he's just a radio voice.
Right. He's the Doran of the Bearcats.
Yeah, he's at every game. He is up close and personal, and he was in disbelief the amount of hype there was around Brendan Sorsby. That still kind of sticks with me.
Me too. Curt Cignetti had Sorsby as a backup at Indiana and was on, I think, either Dan Patrick or Rich Eisen yesterday. I forget which one of the former SportsCenter anchors, and vouched for him, like as a guy. Like said very, very, very complimentary things about him. I mean, let me put it this way. There are a ton of guys in the NFL who bet. They're just not betting on NFL games, allegedly. They're betting on basketball games. They're maybe betting on this soccer game. They're betting on baseball games. It's not illegal to have a FanDuel app or a DraftKings app and bet on stuff. You just can't bet on football, and you can't bet at the facility. In fact, I think you could even bet on college football. If you're an NFL player, if you want to bet Saturdays at home and bet thousands upon thousands of dollars on college football, there's no rule in the NFL that says you can't. You know, you can go to the casino here if you want, if you're an NFL player. My God, I see them in there all the time. Steelers players.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name them, but I do. So it's not like you're not allowed to gamble whatsoever. You just can't gamble on NFL games. More than anything else, you can't gamble on guys have gambled on NFL games. Calvin Ridley did, right? And he was allowed to come back and play. So I think it would be hypocritical for the NFL to ban these guys for life because of how much money they make off gambling sites. They've made that deal with themselves. So, I mean, you like to think this guy learned a valuable lesson, because the other thing that came out about these bets was it's not like he was betting a lot of money on things. He was just making a lot of bets.
Right.
A lot of stupid bets.
I think it was more like the idea of really not the amount of money, the amount of bets. The number of wagers he was placing on
were absurd on all kinds of weird stuff too.
Whatever app he was using, and that felt like the bigger concern than anything else. It wasn't, oh man, he put all of his NIL money on Indiana to win this particular game. It was, no, he's putting like $2 on the next. The next pass to be complete, the next play to be a first down.
Faribaugh joined us in the 2 o'clock hour, up-and-coming Steelers insider. He's heard that Sorsby's a better prospect than Aller and Howard, which on Howard's part makes sense because Will wasn't picked until the 6th round.
Right.
Aller's a little bit more of a touchy one because he was a 3rd-round pick in the actual NFL draft and not a supplemental draft. So, I don't think the Steelers will do what now many, like Todd McShay came out and said, I think the Steelers are going to take him. That's what he said. And his whole life is studying prospects and making draft predictions. And he said that. And when guys like that make comments along those lines, I'm taken aback by them, especially because it doesn't jive with what I think the Steelers will do, which is not touch this guy with a 500-foot pole, Don.
Every team in the NFL has had players that have had some sort of checkered past. The Steelers, of course, are no stranger to that. But I have had the thought, when it comes to this particular case, and given what the player did, not even accused of, like there's actual proof that he did, is this one of the things where the owner steps in and says, guys, we're not drafting
100%. I'm going to say this right now because I know it's been said before. They wanted to draft Dak Prescott, and Rooney didn't let him because Dak had, I think, either a DUI or a drinking offense when he was at Mississippi State, and he said, no, we're not doing it. So he's gotten involved before on quarterbacks. It's the face of your franchise. You want the face of your franchise to be someone that has this background? Look, I mean, I think Art likes to, make himself out to be a choir boy or a goody two-shoes, and he's not all the time. They had Ben Roethlisberger as their quarterback. They had James Harrison on the team.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown. So it's not like they just go after good guys. But I think he would say to their football people, we already have Howard and we already have Aller. Let's stick with that plan. That's my guess. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because they already have that easy built-in excuse. Maybe they don't have the exact answer, but it's not like they don't have a young quarterback on the roster. It's not as if the only guys in that room are a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers and
Mason
a
Rudolph.
10-year vet Mason Rudolph, who we know there's no real future
I know, but
with.
there are some people who think, and I would not put myself in this category, but I get the logic that just say, if you think he's better than either one of those two guys, you draft him. Then you don't care about the other stuff. Then it's that black and white. Is he better than Howard? Yes, well then you draft him. Is he better than Aller? Yes, then you draft him. And that's it. You don't care about the other stuff. I get that. I do. Especially when you don't have a long-term answer, but it just complicates things so much with what they've said about Aller and Howard, especially Howard. Because that would be twice now. If you take Aller and Sorsby, you'd be like, yeah, we've said all these nice things about Will, but it's completely made up.
Well, and they're already running into a bit of a problem as is, because the current discussion, and a few people have now jumped to either side of it. I know Kabali, I think Dulac said in his chat this week, the discussion is already about, are they actually going to keep 4 quarterbacks on this roster?
Yep.
If they add this kid, then where does it go? Do they
can't
ditch
keep
Rudolph and Howard?
I don't think any team in NFL history has kept 5. So that ain't happening.
They'd almost have to find some sort of fake injury for somebody.
Or think that the guy's going to get suspended for the year and just basically keep him on that list. But he's not. This guy's going to play. He's going to play this year because he's got a lawyer that's going to fight it in court, and they're going to force the guy on the roster for this year, I think. And maybe it gets figured out next year. Like, remember Brady's situation?
Yes.
When he got suspended, he played that entire year because he fought it in court. And there's Antonio Freeman's son, Donnie, getting a rousing ovation as they take the pitch. Don't say field. And look at that lovely grass field. Could you imagine what that field would look like if they tried to do this here for the World Cup?
Well, they're getting a new turf. They're getting a new surface in there. They're finally getting with the times.
We'll see about that.
Sometimes, and I'm not advocating for this, but with certain things, when it comes to the Steelers' turf, bullying works.
Yeah, the squeaky
We
wheel
got them
gets
to
the-
actually change what they had on the field.
I think Aaron Rodgers did a good chunk of that, so that was one nice contribution he made to the Steelers last year, bitching about the turf. Text us on the Edgar Snyder Associates fan text line. Edgar Snyder, person Drew Luffman, where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Live at Mike's Beer Bar for this World Cup watch party. Coming up next, one of our top analysts really thinks the Steelers are going to draft Brendan Sorsby, and he's going to tell us why. But first, a headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Pirates start a series with the Rockies in Colorado tonight at 8:40. Bubba Chandler will start for Pittsburgh, and you can listen right here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app. Dan Zangrilli has the North Shore Tavern leadoff show at 7:45. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, go to 937thefan.com. Pony.
All right, let's talk right now about FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of 93.7 The Fan. USA Australia, the second half about to start, and in partnership with Valley Forge, they're giving everyone a 250% profit boost to use on your favorite bets. Whether you're backing red, white, and blue to win, betting on goals, or building a same-game parlay, your winnings could get a major lift. Scotland plays Haiti in about 2 hours. I'm loving everything the Scots are about. They're partying hard. They're working hard. They believe in that motto, work hard, play hard. They're doing that, and they're playing Haiti in Boston. That looks like a Scottish win to me. And remember, every match carries a little extra meaning this year. There's no better time to get in on the action. Just opt in, claim your $250% profit boost, and use it on this game. A big stage, a big opportunity, the boost worthy of $250 only on FanDuel. Back the U.S. and get in on this huge boost. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania, opt-in required. Plus wager in designated offer market. Max wager $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Head to Archie's on Carson in Pittsburgh's South Side to catch all the black and gold action. Enjoy 80-cent wings every Monday through Thursday, plus nightly beer specials that keep the party going from kickoff to final whistle. Archie's on Carson, the official chicken wing of 93.7 The Fan.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. We've got a huge variety of metals in stock, and we cut to size fast. Bottom line, we get it done fast, so you get it done fast. Doesn't get easier than that. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or buy online at metalsupermarkets.com.
There's enough needless nonsense in the world already. Your phone plan shouldn't add to it. Verizon's new Simplicity plan cuts down on the nonsense in your life. Now there's just one plan, one price, $30 a line per month, even for a single line. And everyone gets our best 5G network. It's a phone plan designed to do exactly what a phone plan is supposed to do. Isn't that a lot simpler? Switch today at Verizon.com or at your nearest store. For new customers, $30 per line includes auto pay and switch discount. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply. Unlimited data is restricted to on-device smartphone usage. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow knows what it's like to win a championship. He was a part of one of the best college football teams of all time, the 2019 LSU title team. And he says he's getting similar vibes from this year's Cincinnati Bengals squad. For the Bengals, it's going to be the same questions it always is. Can they stop anybody on defense? And can Burrow stay healthy? I'm Rod Sharon.
Homeowners, if your home needs a new roof, call a Platinum Preferred Roofing Contractor. Owens Corning only selects the best 1% of all its dealers, and JP Roofing and Signing has earned that honor. They've accomplished this through hard work and customer satisfaction and offer the best warranty in the business. Homeowners receive $500 off any roof or siding installation. Ask about 100% financing, no payments for 18 months, and free estimates. All that, JP Roofing and Siding. Give them a call at 412-829-7711. That's 829-7711.
I'm Larry Kelly from the injury firm of LGKG. When our fellow Western Pennsylvanians suffer terrible injuries, tragic losses, and immense financial hardships through no fault of their own, who fights for them, Joe?
We do, Larry. That's where LGKG comes in, holding the negligent accountable for the pain and suffering they cause.
History, trust, and results.
And success. More than 200 million recovered and over 10,000 clients served. That's the LGKG story.
At LGKG, we stop at nothing for justice. At LGKG, we try cases, and insurance companies know it.
You've spent decades building your savings and planning for your future. Now the focus shifts from accumulation to protection, from growth to sustainable income you can depend on. I'm Brian Quaranta, and at Secure Money Advisors, we help retirees build structured retirement plans designed to help protect what they've worked so hard to build and preserve. To learn more, claim your copy of my book, Right Track Your Retirement, at righttrackpittsburgh.com, where your retirement journey begins on the right track.
Cloudy with a low of 58 degrees tonight.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Now for the Gherkin Roofing and Contracting, call the Pickle Today Traffic Center.
PennDOT crews are out doing emergency drainage repair work on Route 8 in Richland between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays through the end of the month. Flaggers will be there to help you through the work zone, where it will be reduced to a single lane northbound between Glasgow Road and the Butler County line. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, I'm David Ballarado on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
This report brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Summer means a whole lot of extra miles. Last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Got junk? 2 men and a junktruck.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Back with more Pony and Muller. Andrew Filipponi and Chris Muller. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
You would never discount his chances of playing in the NFL long term if he got better in college. But I think back to the Nebraska game, the first game of the season, where, they had an NFL tight end in Joe Royer who got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, and they never threw him the ball. They never threw him the ball all season. And they had a hard time getting guys open, but a guy who's got first-round talent finds ways to have more than 69 yards passing. A lot of those yards came late in the game when they were trying to make a comeback. He completes more than 11 of his passes against a good Utah team on the road. He played unevenly against Arizona. He played unevenly against BYU. But as I hear the conjecture around Brendan, the football-related conjecture, I just don't know what everybody has fallen in love with, because the guy that I saw needed more time in college, didn't play his best against the better opponents, played behind a good offensive line, and at times we just kept looking at each other while he was playing, going dude, why doesn't this offense click more?
All right, some of the biggest draft analysts in America think the Steelers really could draft or will draft Brendan Sorsby. Todd McShay saying that on his podcast. Our next guest predicted it as well, 417. Time to start your weekend off right. Archie's Famous Wings. We're at Mike's Beer Bar. for the U.S. soccer watch party. The U.S. has a breakaway right now, a la hockey, and it didn't work, but it will be a corner kick. They're up 2-0. Dom, every time the U.S. scores, what do we hear? Let's hear it. Dom? Now, Donnie, when Hulk Hogan left for WCW, did he still get that song?
No, they changed it to something that was way worse, almost like a Timu version of it. I think Steve Palazzolo would attest to that too. Steve was a WCW guy, but I think he would also agree that Hogan's singles entrance in WCW pre-NWO was far worse than Real American.
Steve, is that right?
I completely agree. Far worse. It was a really bad knockoff. Sorry, I just ripped my shirt off when I heard that. I was excited. What an entrance. Can I get that every week?
Sure.
As an entrance?
Well, actually, we have copyright issues, so maybe not.
Maybe not. Realistically, I used the Ultimate Warriors theme to come out, so we're just going full WrestleMania 6 right now.
Steve, I hate to hurt you, but one of my wrestling hot takes is that the Ultimate Warrior is the most overrated pro wrestler of all time.
Oh, no, that doesn't hurt. I just like the music. Of course, yeah, he was awful.
Okay,
as an actual wrestler. No, I agree. The music's incredible, though. The energy coming in.
Steve Palazzolo, NFL analyst on the Fan Hotline, presented by Sullivan Super Service, Pittsburgh's trusted plumbing and HVAC provider for over 50 years. Steve, you just heard a guy that does Cincinnati Bearcats games pretty much say, I don't know what everyone's seeing in Sorsby against good teams. He stunk last year. I see that you've gone back and you've started watching the tape. Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't say that he stunk, but I mean, there was, in some of that analysis, I think there was a lot of truth. I think Sorsby struggled a little bit in some of those comeback attempts, whether it was Nebraska early in the season or Arizona later in the season. I think a lot of the love around Sorsby as a player is definitely around his tools. He's got a pretty good arm. He runs well. He's fast and he makes good decisions as a runner. And he's big. I mean, he has tools. And I think he was the perfect quarterback where you just put him on the watch list and say if he has a good final season, he could go in the first round. And we just didn't get to see that final season, especially at Texas Tech, in some big games, probably in the college football playoff. And so that was the plan. And now a team has to say, hey, what would he have done this year? Let's project him forward. And I think you just missed out on a good season's worth of data points to see if he could progress.
Steve, which teams would be atop your list to be interested in Brendan Sorsby?
Well, Steve's already made it known. He thinks the Steelers are going to take him, Donnie.
Well, I know that, but there's got to be like 5 teams in there.
I don't know if I predicted. Did I say the Steelers? I think, look, any team that needs a quarterback needs to consider it. I think the Steelers would be a fine fit. I mean, you have to figure out, okay, does that mean they're out on Will Howard or they don't care as much about Drew Aller? I mean, Sorsby's probably a slightly better prospect than Aller because he played better football on the field. Doesn't maybe have as good of an arm, but is a better runner and has better tools. I think, Howard probably played better football than both of those guys, but with a great supporting cast at Ohio State his final season. So I think Pittsburgh could at least be in the mix for Sorsby, but he's a projection. And look, I preface all of this by saying it's easy to go out there and say every quarterback's not going to be good and you'll win over time. It is, and it's easy to look at a quarterback and try to say, well, he's 11 of 33 versus Utah or whatever it may have been. We've seen quarterbacks overcome that. There's more development to be had from Sorsby as a player. So I'm not saying he's going to get there, but he's got work to do. I mean, I don't like the way he played against zone coverage. When eyes are on him, he's got some developing to do. So can the Steelers stomach another developmental quarterback, I guess, would be the question.
All right, Steve, here's how I'll put it. You guys at the 33rd team advise NFL teams, so maybe somebody on your staff, including yours truly, has been asked a question along these lines. If you're the Steelers and they come to you and they say, where should we draft Brendan Sorsby in the supplemental draft? And let's say we pick him there. What should we do with our quarterback room once we get him? How would you answer those questions?
I think he's worth a third or a fourth. And look, we could spend a long time talking about the actual allegations and what that means. I think it's tricky and also unique. I think teams have to really dig in. If he slips up, he could be banned for life. I mean, it's that big of a deal for the NFL. So that's the first piece. Second piece, I think it's probably worth a third or a fourth as a developmental quarterback. If the Steelers had him, it's going to be really tough in year one to get reps in training camp for Sorsby, for Will Howard, for Drew Aller. And a lot depends on what they believe of those other two, mid to late round developmental guys. But you just got to try to get some reps for those guys and see what you have. But, the Steelers are in this mix of they're probably going to have to draft somebody next year. You get your first look at somebody right here. I don't want to give up a 1 or a 2 because I think there'll be some other options next year. But as a mid-round flyer, I think it might be worth to get Sorsby in there and get him some reps and see if he can develop. But it's going to be challenging to do that with a Sorsby and Aller and Will Howard if you're trying to get all of those guys, a fair shake.
Steve, is there any argument for taking Sorsby where you just said? And this really never happens. I think the guy from, who was the Kentucky receiver that got traded, who was a third-round pick before he ever played a game with the Raiders and Dolphins from Kentucky? What was that guy's name?
Lynn Bowden?
Lynn Bowden.
Lynn Bowden, yeah.
Is there an argument there to take Sorsby and pretty much punt on Drew Aller before he really ever plays? Because the Steelers have admitted themselves that they're stripping him down to basically, the bare bones to build him back up as a quarterback because his development was so bad at Penn State. Give me a take on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's crazy. I think we should all be creative in how we find the next quarterback, and that could involve drafting a big-armed quarterback like Drew Aller, stripping him down and building him back up again over 2 years and taking your time to do that. And if you think that Sorsby, all of a sudden, hey, he's a bigger, not bigger, but he's a faster version of Aller, maybe a better football player right now with 80%, 90% of his arm. And you say that's a better guy for us to build back up or build up or develop. I don't think that's crazy. But you just got to find someone else that covets Aller and would give you a 4 for him. And then it's like, oh, well, we gave up a 3 and, we're getting a 4. It doesn't seem great, but Sorsby was, fell into our lap. So I don't think it's wild or crazy. I just, it depends on what you feel of where Aller is at this point.
Steve, in terms of star power entering the supplemental draft, how many guys, and there have been some notable ones, rank ahead of Brendan Sorsby? I know the age of social media kind of aids him, but you got guys like Bernie Kosar, Chris Carter, Brian Bosworth, a Western PA high school football legend like Terrell Pryor. Is Sorsby right up there with all of them?
Yeah, I mean, just because of the scandal, I mean, he's not as good of a player as, guys like Chris Carter or what Boz was supposed to be coming out. You also have Steve Walsh going as a first-rounder the same year that the Cowboys took Troy Aikman at number 1 overall.
What a callback. If that happened
today. Could you imagine if the Raiders, what if the Raiders gave up a 1 for Sorsby right now? That's what that would be like. If they just drafted Mendoza and then brought in Sorsby and just said, hey, let's see what happens. So there's been some wild stories. It's just they were a long time ago. Josh Gordon was great for a while. Sorsby's one of the biggest stories, though, because of the gambling and gambling on your own team. And, again, it's a sensitive subject, but one I think the NFL is going to take seriously, and teams have to dig in and take very seriously.
Steve, make a prediction right now. We won't hold you to it, but we'll probably tweet out something about it. Make a prediction on who you think will actually draft Sorsby.
I'll go Arizona Cardinals. I think the Steelers could be in the mix. I think the Cardinals. I don't think the Jets or Browns as QB-needy teams. I think they really want to be in that mix because they get the multiple firsts next year. I think Arizona, because they just threw a 3 at Carson Beck the same way the Steelers did with Aller. And the Cardinals still might be looking, at the top. But I'll say the Cardinals. They take a shot on Sorsby here.
Steve Palazzolo, a day late. Never what is the saying? Day late what? $1 or something?
Day late and $1 short?
Yeah.
Right on time. We're right on time.
Apply here. All right, Steve, we'll let you get back to watching this soccer game. You would have made a great soccer goalie covering all that ground.
For sure.
Net.
For sure.
Steve, how about, I don't know if you're watching this game. Are you aware of who has a goal in this game for the United States?
No, I haven't been able to tune in just yet. Had some stuff
Antonio Freeman's son.
Yep.
Oh, nice. That's great. NFL connections.
All right, thank you,
Go
Steve.
U.S.
Goodbye.
Thanks,
Steve
guys.
Palazzolo, everybody. Would Limits cry if that happened? If they took Sorsby and traded Aller before he even played in a preseason game here? I think he would.
Yes.
I think he'd say it would
Absolutely.
be like a Bambino curse on the franchise, and the Steelers would never win another Super Bowl because of it.
I would almost wonder if he would change his fandom
To the
elsewhere.
team that picked up Aller?
Or at least like become an ex-Steelers fan. Like maybe he's almost like in like fan free agency.
Yeah. Like our guy, Fake John.
Yeah, and like we've gotten that. We also have
Here
heard
come the
people-
Aussies. A little counterattack here, Don. We might have to hear men at work in a second. Nope. These guys, they want to put shrimps on the Barbie, and they want to play Australian rules football. And now this guy's writhing in pain like someone just took a machete to his ankle.
I'm sure he's fine. He'll get right up.
In 2 minutes, with Donnie on site with me here at Mike's Beer Bar for this World Cup watch party, it is reluctantly and begrudgingly an intern Dom debrief, football debrief. But first, a headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Thank you, Pony, for the ringing endorsement. Right now, let's give an update for round 2 of the U.S. Open. Wyndham Clark still at the top of the leaderboard at 7 under. Tied for second is just a bunch of everybody. Xander Schauffele, Matt Fitzpatrick, Harry Higgs, Sam Stevens, Rory McIlroy, and Max Greiersman. They are all tied for second, so it is just a jam-packed leaderboard at the U.S. Open. And this update brought to you by True Green, the official lawn care provider of the PGA, and by Conley Resort and Golf Club, where your tee times are made easy with our new virtual wait list. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, go to 937thefan.com. Pony.
All right, let's talk right now about my guys at Comer and Cross. Garage floor cracked, stained, gross. Mine was for years, and I hated it, and I wanted to fix it and do something about it, but I didn't trust myself. I knew that if I did it, I wouldn't do it right. And that's where Comer and Cross came in. Guys, let them give you a quick estimate on what it would cost to give you a finished garage floor. 50% off installation all summer long here. I think Kid Rock sang about that once, and he ripped off somebody else when he sang it. But anyways, we like Kid Rock, I guess. 2,000 plus 5-star reviews online if you don't want to just take my word for it. Guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift again. Mine hasn't. I got all kinds of compliments out my rear end when people came to my house for my garage sale a few weeks ago. So call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 800-NEW-FLOOR. Or schedule us at comercross.com. Guys, I'm telling you, make that phone call now during this break to Comer and Cross.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com. The PM team is brought to you by Mike's Beer Bar on the North Shore. Meet me at Mike's. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Now back to the PM team, presented by Mike's Beer Bar. Foley and Muller, live and local, just like Mike's.
Time is 4:45. All right, not sure what that was. Way to go, Dom. It's time for the Donnie Football Debrief, brought to you by Saloni's Italian Bread Company. Over 100 years of baking experience. It's completely dead here as far as music in the background because Dom has dropped the ball, Donnie. Which I would think this is pretty self-explanatory.
No, hold on. I played the wrong sound. Let me get it. Give me a second.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
It's in the hotkeys there, Dom.
The Fan and the Pirates want to visit your teams in action for our youth baseball and softball showcase this Saturday. Parents and coaches send an email to us, youthsports937thefan.com. You may make a stop at your field like Paul Skeens did. Brought to you by Keystone Custom Apparel. All right, Dom. Now I'm already nervous about putting the ball in your hands, so to speak, based on how this segment has started. But what do you have for us?
It's one error. Everybody calm down. Listen, I do this reluctantly because the last 10 times I've done the debrief, you guys just criticize and mock and shame me. So,
Donnie, for good reason. Wasn't there something about Tim Tebow being screwed over last week?
We don't have to get into that. He did get screwed over, but you guys know that. We don't have to rehash it.
You're right. They gave up on Tim Tebow for the second greatest quarterback of all time, and it blew up in their face in Denver.
He was coming off a broken neck, and he won a division title, did Tim Tebow, in a playoff game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He got a raw deal.
He did get a raw deal. I'm glad you admit it. So it is the football debrief, and since the World Cup is going on, and soccer is technically football, I have 3 huge World Cup stories here that I know we can dive into and have a great time with. You guys ready?
Sure.
All right, first story. This one's a big one. The World Cup's sexiest fan was seen earlier this week.
Okay.
And she was wearing what can only be described as a very revealing outfit. And she's
I'm looking at this right now.
Yeah. Are you actually?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, she's
the New York Post wrote about it.
Yes, they did.
Expect.
That's where I saw the story. She's a Croatia super fan.
Don?
She's a 5'11" model, and now she's viral and being known as the sexiest World Cup fan.
That's it? There's no question that comes with it? You're just trying to appeal to the horny guys out there and say, hey, go Google World Cup sexiest fan, and you're going to see some...
No, this is just a big World Cup story.
Now, Don, will that change the rankings that you told me about last week? You told me that Argentina had the most attractive fans.
Yeah, that's a good point by you, Donnie. Argentina was number 1. This might move Croatia up into the top 3 and quite possibly bump the U.S. out of the top 3, which they were in third.
I mean, it could also be like the BCS system where, like, whole body of work, like, that's really all Croatia's got to offer.
I'll tell you what, the body of work is pretty good.
I mean, it is. I'll say that. But, like, Argentina, Brazil, they have, like, more to bring to the bargaining table here.
I think body of work was also bought and paid for. Would you agree based on what I'm seeing in this picture?
I would agree. Yeah. I would agree that there were some surgical procedures done.
What do you think about the outfit she's wearing, Pony? It's quite remarkable.
Well, the World Cup seems to be very conservative in certain respects. Like, you can't call whatever Seattle's sponsor is that has this stadium that the game is being played in. It has to be called Seattle Stadium.
Why?
Because...
Have they done that with all of them?
Yes.
Like, if they played here, they would just say Pittsburgh Stadium.
Correct. It would not be called Acrisure. And literally, the sign when you obviously come through the tunnels that says Acrisure, something would be draped over that for the games. Yeah.
Because it's Lumen Field in Seattle.
Yeah. No sponsor references that are not official partners of the World Cup. So unless, and I don't know if this has happened, like Coca-Cola, we're looking at the TV screen. If there was a Coca-Cola Stadium, my guess is it would still get to be called Coca-Cola Stadium. But if it's not someone that bought into the World Cup, can't mention them. Yeah. But did Croatia win their first match, Dom?
I don't know. I just know that she was there.
I know they lost to England the other day.
Yeah, I don't think they've played since.
They lost 4-2.
All right, what's next?
All right, second story. Have you guys heard about these hydration breaks that apparently all the diehard soccer fans are pissed off about?
Yes, we bring it up every time we're betting on World Cup games, including this one, and they're in one right now, as a matter of fact.
Okay, well...
Even though it's 73 degrees in Seattle, hydration break.
So I guess the way that it normally works is these like the first and second halves usually go without any commercials. They just play the whole way through. Is that normally how it is?
Well, yeah,
running clock.
Because they never end the clock, and then you're going to see like
the clock is running right now at 69 minutes, Rob Gronkowski, as this hydration break is taking place.
And then you're going to see +8 on the board at the end.
And by the way, do you see how much it costs to get hydrated at these games? A bottle of water is $18.
What?
Yes. A bottle of water is $18 at this match.
Do we think that's universal?
Yes. And apparently it's not like PNC Park where if you have a sealed water bottle, you can bring it in. You're not allowed to bring anything in with heightened security and stuff for these soccer matches. No water bottles.
That's brutal.
It's really bad.
$18. What in the world's like a beer? 35?
Probably. How about a cocktail? How about a Surfside like you were drinking here?
40? 42?
But also, you notice, look around. Actually, there's a guy with a bottle of water. They show these people, there's nobody eating at these games because they're not paying the prices.
I
We're not
can't
paying
blame them.
$20 for a friggin' hot dog.
I can't blame them. I mean,
Me neither.
We've had the conversation before, and when it's something for soccer fans as big as the World Cup, I'm not going to be like eating nachos during the game.
But it's like going to the movie theater where you're not allowed to bring stuff in unless you sneak it. They're trying to trap you where the only way to get food and drink is inside the stadium. So they bring the prices way up and they just force you to make a decision. If I'm going to eat or drink, I got to pay a ridiculous price for it.
I wonder what the tailgating's like for these.
I think some places it's been disallowed, which is crazy because Kansas City's famous for tailgating and there's games there.
So like what? They just have people patrolling
I think so.
all of that?
Like at MetLife Stadium where the championship game is, I don't think you're allowed to tailgate. There's a big story about that.
Can't even do something as simple as like standing behind your car and...
No, I think you probably could do that, but I don't think you could get grills and stuff out. Which to me is the essence of tailgating.
Yeah.
Next.
By the way, to put a bow on the hydration break conversation, apparently the one that they ran during this game, Fox made $3 million off of it.
See, it's
just a money maker.
Well, it's antithetical to the sport. The whole point of the sport is you play the whole time and you never get a break. You know what I'm saying? It honestly changes the game because players get a chance to rest and they're not supposed to.
And think you see games where like there's going to be a key substitution here at some point in the next few minutes.
Exactly.
That may allow a team to say, oh, you know what?
Now I can keep this cat in the game.
Yeah.
Because he got a little water in his system. All right, last one.
Yeah, and it's a good point by you. When I played soccer at a high level in high school, we didn't have hydration breaks, so this is something new for the sport.
It was like Remember the Titans back then, Dom.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Sticking with money stories, how much do you guys think that the World Cup is expected to make for the global economy?
$4 billion.
Good guess, Donnie?
I would... I'll actually go a little bit lower, but stay in the billions. I'll go like 1.5 billion.
Okay. According to experts, it is expected that the World Cup for the global economy will make $45 billion.
Now, is this the same expert that you cited today? You said woolly mammoths were making a comeback?
Woolly mammoths are making a comeback, but two different experts.
No, they're not.
Oh, yes, they are.
What
yes, they
happens
are.
first, the woolly mammoth comeback or the Steelers win another playoff game?
I actually would bet on the Steelers.
Why are you mocking my sources here?
I'm not mocking. Actually, I am. You're right. I am.
Okay, so $45 billion.
Yeah.
Will be made.
Well, that's because I think just people going out and spending money on all kinds of stuff for the World Cup in every country. Because every country pretty much cares.
And I also have a buddy of mine who told me he has a bachelor party at some point during the World Cup in Boston. I don't know if he's going to get to see the Scots play.
Because they're going to Miami after today.
But
imagine those Scots down in Miami. They're going to bake.
He said...
Be red as lobsters down there in that heat and sun.
He said the groom, the guy they're going for, wanted them to go to a World Cup game.
Whoa, that's going to be expensive as all get out.
And my buddy said, I'm not doing it. It was like $750 to get in the door, and it wasn't like a key game, I don't think.
Well, how about Hiles is going, Noah Hiles, the Pirates beat man and Post-Gazette columnist, is going to Brazil-Haiti tonight in Philly. Brazil-Haiti, I think get-in price for that game is like $800. And you know Brazil is going to absolutely, if Brazil doesn't blow out Haiti, they might as well shutter the franchise. That's a fold the franchise night for Brazil as a soccer program if they don't destroy little Haiti.
Which site should I use to look here? Do you want me to go like SeatGeek?
Sure, go ahead.
Brazil, Haiti.
In Philly. You know what? I'm going to say this, and this is, obviously I love when big sporting events come to Pittsburgh. I'm actually kind of happy that the World Cup didn't come here.
This can't be real.
What?
I'm going to show you my screen. That's 2 tickets.
$2,000.
The
with
cheapest.
Feeds. Yeah, get the hell out of here.
$2,230.
And it's, dude, that's like spending $2,200 to watch Duke play Robert Morris. No offense to Andy. I mean, it's a huge program against the soccer mid-major. If you even want to go, is Haiti even a mid-major?
Probably not. This would be.
Although Cape Verde gave Portugal, who'd they play? Spain. They gave Spain all they could handle.
They did. So, I mean, that's like what you have to count on as somebody going to the game.
Unless you want to just, like Messi, didn't he have a hat trick against some scrub country? I mean, that's pretty cool. You go to a game, maybe you saw a blowout, but one of the greatest soccer players of all time went crazy. And if I went to this game as a U.S. fan, if I take my bet that I lost out of it, if I went to a U.S. game and they beat Australia 7-0, that would have been pretty cool.
By the way,
yes?
Wasn't Hiles just at the Knicks championship parade? Doesn't he have columns to write for the Post-Gazette? What's going on here?
Great point. I think that's a phenomenal.
Well, I mean, he might be doing something on that. I don't know.
Maybe he's on vacation like Kabali. Mark's been in Myrtle Beach now for 2 weeks. He's always crying poor. The guy's been on vacation for as long as you're on your honeymoon.
He did not like that traffic going down there last week.
Did he really say that?
Oh, he complaining about the last few hours. Said he's been in the car.
Have you ever heard
hours.
him not complain about something?
No.
That's going to be your whole show with him on Monday. Bitch about the restaurant.
He's going to
bitch about the heat. Yeah. Bitch about the pool. Bitch about the hotel.
I'm hoping he comes back with like a pretty red sunburn, like a pretty crispy one.
So you can bust his balls about it?
Complain about the sunburn. Complain about the heat. Complain about the sand. Complain about the water being too cold.
All right, that was a debrief. Not Dom's worst. Maybe not his best, but definitely not like
Thank you.
Horrible 10 minutes of time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get retirement on track. It's a warm one in Denver tonight where temperatures will be in the 80s first pitch. Buccos and Rocks. Speaking of that, what's the number one story going into that series? Pirates are relevant again because they took 2 out of 3 in Sacramento, and they're back over 500. And according to the biggest insiders in baseball, they're going to make more trades after making one last night. So we're live at Mike's Beer Bar for this World Cup watch party. Quick timeout, then a long commercial-free segment. It's the PM Team. Hey, it's Pony. The summer heat is rolling in, and the last thing you want is your home's cooling system to not keep up. If your air conditioning system is making odd noises, blowing warm air, or won't start at all, call the trusted professionals at McVeigh Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling and Electric. Don't wait until a small problem becomes a major breakdown as temperatures climb. Call McVeigh and schedule your cooling system maintenance today and keep your cooling system running all season long. Call McVeigh or schedule online at callmcveigh.com.
For 4 generations, the Spitzer families believed in fair pricing and honest service. That legacy continues with our Drive Into Tradition sales event. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for $279 per month. Plus, get our lifetime warranty, complimentary maintenance, and Spitzer VIP points.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
TSRP $25,054. VIN TP 467465. FWD Model 1852. $2,000 due at signing. 36 months approved credit through TMS plus title tax license registration $490 doc fee. $0 security deposit. 10K miles per year and 6/30/2026.
Hey guys, Chris Muller here, and the summer temperatures are very much here. And if your home already feels a lot warmer than it should, even though your air conditioner is running constantly and you keep turning the thermostat down, you're probably right now the victim of some old drafty windows that are letting heat pour in, making your house less comfortable, making those energy bills go sky high. Fix all that with Universal Windows Direct, because right now it's easier than ever to do it. When you buy 4 windows, you get 4 free. Plus, you'll get 48 months of 0% interest financing, same as cash, and you're going to get Universal's windows, which have their exclusive Super Spacer technology. It keeps the drafts to a minimum, improves insulation, and it's going to keep those indoor temperatures more consistent year-round. Don't hesitate on this one. Schedule your free estimate today, 412-545-6003 or universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, it's Crowley. Father's Day is right around the corner. What does your dad want for Father's Day? He wants beer. I know that because I'm a dad. And I have a dad, and my dad loves beer. And right now at Hampton Beer Outlet, Father's Day special, 10% off all Hampton Beer Outlet gift cards. That's right, 10% off a Hampton Beer Outlet gift card. Tack it onto another gift or spend big and make that the big gift itself. Hampton Beer Outlet. Drive a little, save a lot. Route 8 in Hampton.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Welcome. You are in the beer garden with Gene from Vicini Distributing Company. Beer since 1933. This week in the beer garden, we delve into a Trogs Tag the Summer Variety 12-pack featuring 4 Trogs Graffiti Highway variations. First, prime yourself for summer adventure with the original Graffiti Highway IPA. Twists and turns of tropical aromas and hoppy, juicy, fruit-forward flavors await. Next up, Graffiti Highway Double IPA with bigger, juicier, hazier smoothness. Double Graffiti will kick your taste buds into overdrive. Graffiti Highway Downshift IPA enters the intersection of big, bright flavor and easy drinkability. Graffiti Highway Single Hop IPA features a one-way trip up the coast of Mosaic hops with West Coast waves of bright citrus and vibrant tropical fruit. This great compilation of hop exploration is available wherever better beer is sold. So enjoy this summer of adventure with Trogs Tag the Summer Variety Pack. This message has been brought to you by Vicini Distributing Company. Beer since 1933. Cheers.
New jewelry may not be in this year's budget, but have you considered redesigning your existing jewelry at only a fraction of the cost? Hi, this is Joe Urbanowitz, the jeweler. At Urbanowitz Jewelers, our design experts can help you repurpose some of your own gemstones into exciting new creations. And now is the perfect time. It's our spring sale, and you can save up to 30% on the custom creation you've always wanted. Urbanowitz Jewelers in Peters Township. We're like having a jeweler in the family. Hurry, sale ends soon.
Hey, it's Pony for the power of Bowser. June is here. The sun is shining and your summer adventure starts at Bowser Hyundai Chippewa. Right now at Bowser Hyundai Chippewa, lease a 2026 Hyundai Elantra SEL Sport for just $159 a month or up to $2,000 in total rebates. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Lease for 24 months, 7,500 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Must qualify for rebates. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $490 applies. With credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends June 30th. Check it out at BowserChippewa.com.
Well, that's the power of Bowser. Yeah.
Get to BowserChippewa.com. Bowser Hyundai Chippewa.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Do you remember 1981? MTV was launched, Dan Marino was the quarterback for our Pitt Panthers, and PGT Trucking was established in Beaver County. It's hard to believe that was 45 years ago. Since 1981, PGT Trucking has been an industry leader in flatbed transportation, providing quality jobs for drivers, diesel technicians, and office staff in Western Pennsylvania. Join the PGT Proud Professionals today. Find out more at pgttrucking.com.
The choices you make after you've been seriously injured in an accident matter, especially who you choose to help you through your legal battles. If you're sick, you want the right doctor. When you need legal help, you should have the right lawyer. For more than 40 years, Edgar Snyder and Associates has helped injured people. They've gotten over $2 billion for their clients. Getting in touch with them is easy, and the call is free. Call them at 1-800-94-EDGAR or visit www.edgarsnyder.com. And remember, there's never a fee unless they get money for you.
Take a break and come out with us tonight.
Not tonight, man.
Come on. You deserve a night out. You're going to miss out.
Miss out on what?
While you stayed home, they won big. They celebrated. They got the suite, stayed up all night, and made memories. And you weren't there. Some nights are too good to sit out. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
For 250 years, America has been more than a place. It's been a promise, a story of courage, hope, and dreams. And through it all, local TV and radio broadcasters have been there, telling the story of America, bringing truth to light. Broadcasters tell the story of who we are and who we aspire to be. We are America's storytellers. We are broadcasters. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with the new limited time deals from Lowe's.
South Africa opens the tournament against co-host Mexico in a fitting spotlight. Bafana are an energetic, attack-minded side led by a mobile striker and fueled by wide play, always capable of the spectacular on a big stage.
Father's Day, go big for Dad. Celebrate Father's Day with 5 courses fresh from the Wok Fire. Enjoy a 5-course celebration experience starting at $89.99, featuring premium entrees like New York prime strip steak tataki, oolong chili and sea bass, and lobster and prawn fried rice. Bold flavors, sizzling favorites, a meal made to impress. Because Dad deserves more than just a dinner. He deserves a celebration. Celebrate Father's Day with some sizzle. Only at P.F. Chang's.
Now for the Gherkin Roofing and Contracting Call the Pickle Today Traffic Center.
If you have plans to hit the south side this weekend, be aware that PennDOT crews will be doing some inspection work Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the Birmingham Bridge. That will mean lane and shoulder restrictions in both directions. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, I'm David Bellarado on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Head to Archie's on Carson in Pittsburgh's South Side to catch all the black and gold action. Enjoy 80-cent wings every Monday through Thursday, plus nightly beer specials that keep the party going from kickoff to final whistle. Archie's on Carson, the official chicken wing of 93.7 The Fan.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
All right, U.S. Open. It was here last year with Oakmont. Now it's at Shinnecock, and the guy that destroyed lockers and got in trouble last year, Wyndham Clark's the leader by 4 strokes. He's at 7 under par. Rory McIlroy, though, making a charge. He's 4 back. 2 under on his round, about to start his back 9. For more, go to 937thefan.com right now, live from Mike's Beer Bar for a World Cup watch party. It's the PM team.
You're on the air. Now back to the PM team, presented by Mike's Beer Bar. Live and local, just like Mike's.
Drive to left field, way back. Back is Soderstrom. Wall gone. Clear the deck with a Bart dart. That's a 3-run blast. And the Bucks have opened up a 10-0 lead in the 5th inning. 4 for Bart.
Yeah, we'll never hear that again from Greg Brown. Joey Bart traded to the Braves. as the Pirates, after an off day, start a series against the lowly Rockies tonight. This is the Hurdle Bowl, the Hurdle Cup. Pirates and Rockies. The Rockies, 28-47, one of baseball's worst teams, 20 games out of first place. Pirates, thanks to that miraculous comeback Tuesday night in Sacramento, were able to win that series against the A's. Now 38-7, 8.5 games out, a game behind the Cubs for third and 3 games behind the Cardinals, who are supposed to be rebuilding this year, for second. I'm Pony. We're live at Mike's Beer Bar for this U.S. World Cup watch party. Just a few minutes to go here before the U.S. wraps it up and takes home another win and clinches a spot in the next round, the knockout stage. Donnie's with me. Malsey is on paternity leave. The Rockies lineup is out for tonight's game. The Pirates lineup is not. And first pitch is at 8:40 with Zangrilli coming on the air at 7:45. Big stories there, Donnie, are going to be the following. Now that Bart's gone, does Henry Davis play tonight, even though it's not a Skeens night? It's Bubba Chandler. And if he does, that would infuriate me. And does Marcell Ozuna play? Marcell Ozuna homered in garbage time against the A's, but it's still a homer. And you've been dying to get something out of Marcell Ozuna, and they finally did. They finally got some production out of Ozuna in that last game. And even though it's a right-hander with Kyle Freeland on the mound for Colorado tonight, actually he's a lefty, so never mind. Ozuna's going to be in. What am I talking about with Freeland?
Yeah, I mean,
so he's got to play. So he's going to get a chance to build on what he did in his last game.
I was going to say he should be in regardless, because if you're going to get a guy going, there's no better place to do it than in Colorado, where the ball has infamously flown around for decades. Plus, Freeland's awful. The guy's carrying an ERA around 8, and he's gone nearly 60 innings this year, so it's not like that is inflated because he's only pitched for
he's been the worst pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, he's allowed 14 home runs this season. His last several starts, we'll just take his last 7, he's got an ERA above 10. He has not had a game where he has allowed fewer than 3 runs, really, in that entire span. He has gotten rocked up and down. He's got starts where he's allowed 6 earned, 7 earned, 8 earned, 6 more earned runs, as we have a referee needing stretched out with 3 minutes to go in this game. He's also not good against the Pirates, Pony.
Yeah.
His last few starts against the Buccos, 7 earned, 5 earned. Like, he's very rarely clean against the Buccos. He's got a 563 earned run average in his last 5 starts.
They're bringing him some pickle juice, Donnie, because he's got a cramp, this ref.
And now there's a United States player trying to help him stretch.
Bubba Chandler is going to pitch for the Pirates tonight. He's been better lately. I mean, Coors is really where ERAs go to die. A guy can get lit up. More on that in a second. His last game was that Saturday win against the Marlins, where Spencer Horwitz got hit by a pitch to win that game for the Pirates, the only game they won against very mediocre Miami. The catcher in that game was Endy Rodriguez, so you'd think with the day off he catches today. No reason to put Henry Davis out there, especially with Skeens going tomorrow. So I would expect Endy in there after the Joey Bart trade. Dom, if you go back to August 1st in the Pirates folder, go back to August 1st of last year, if it's still up. Tell me if it is. Because this was honestly in 2025. Now, the Pirates still have a long way to go to be a relevant franchise and make the playoffs. But this is where they suffered, I think, one of their worst losses of all time. Do you remember?
Oh, I remember. I think Dom was with me last year around that time, if you're talking about the game I'm thinking
Yes.
of.
See if it's in there, Dom. That was August 1st, right around the trade deadline. What was the score after 1 inning? 9-0 Pirates, I do believe?
Yes, and I must have said something going into that series about whether or not the Pirates would, lose 2 of 3 or something like that, because don't worry, I got plenty of tweets from people that said, oh, Filippone rubbing off on you too much. You missed this one. Oh, good call on this one. And then guess who got to wake up on that Saturday morning, and I was smiling ear to ear.
Even though they blew one of the biggest leads in Pirates history.
Yes.
Do we have the final call from that game, Dom, or no? We do, okay. So it was 9-0 Pirates after 1 inning. This is how the game ended. Let's hear it.
1 out in the ninth. The pitch swung on, hit high and deep out the left. Brenton Doyle has won it for the Rockies. If you thought it was impossible to lose this game when the Pirates led 9-0 before the Rockies batted, well, welcome to Coors Field. Final score, Rockies 17, Pirates 16.
And we said after that game the following Monday, because I think that game was a Friday night.
Yes.
We said that Monday we were trying to figure out whether or not it was appropriate for Block to sound so excited about them losing that game. Because he did. Like, you know what? As the United States tries to add one more goal, but I don't think they will. A hometown announcer very rarely gets excited for an opposing team win, and he did there because I think he realized he watched history. It was the first time since the 1800s that a team scored 16 runs in a game and lost. The Pirates lost 17-16 after leading the game 9-0.
Yeah, I mean, that was one you almost had to just laugh at. I mean, the season was over at that point. The season was over thanks to Derek Shelton after like the first month and a half of the season. But I can still remember I was on the air that next day and Dom was on the board. I was laughing going through those calls as the Rockies came storming back on them.
Do we have the call of the Rockies tying the game in the 9th inning? They were down. They scored a 5 spot in the 9th inning, Donnie, to tie that game.
Yes, they did.
So it was 12-15. It was 16-11 going into the 9th inning. And the Rockies scored 5 to force extra innings, I do believe. Do you have that clip, Dom, of them tying the game up? All right, never mind. Maybe they deleted it from the archives because they didn't want to have proof that it actually happened. See, I'm confused, and we're obviously at Mike's right now. It's very rambunctious and rowdy here because the United States about to win another game of the World Cup, and they just did. 2-0 the final score. It clinches a spot in the next round for them. They're the leaders of Group D with 2 wins. They said they were going to add 6 minutes, and that game was like 8 minutes past. That's one of soccer's biggest issues, I think, for American fans.
Well, remember
like
that referee went down.
I know, but the biggest issue with soccer for American fans like me is you don't know when the game actually ends. You know what I'm saying? Every other sport we watch, hockey, basketball, soccer, football, when the clock's at 0, it's over. You have no earthly idea when a soccer game's going to actually be blown dead. That's a problem for me.
Yeah, that's always been a gripe of mine. And I know people have said, well, the officials they're the ones that have a guy that stops the clock and then restarts it. That's how they know how much time to add at the end of the game. Okay, that's still annoying to me, the person watching, the consumer, not having any clue. Hey, once we hit the 90th minute, are they going to add 4 minutes? Are they going to add 6? Are they going to add 8? We've seen that.
So the U.S. very much in the driver's seat to win this group as the host of the World Cup in 2026. If Paraguay and Turkey, or Turkey, tie tonight, Don, they play tonight at like 9 o'clock. If that game's a tie, the United States is the #1 team from this group. If a team wins, then what happens in the final match, I think a week from now, will determine who ultimately finishes in first. We've got Open Phone Friday coming up in a couple minutes. Here's what I'm going to say. Donnie and I are not the world's biggest soccer fans. We don't know that much about the sport. We watch every 4 years. We get into it. We know a little bit about the players. We're not experts by any means. We're not going to pretend to be. Open Phone Friday, 412-928-9370. This is what I'm looking for. Anybody out there who knows anything about soccer, who for the Pittsburgh sports fan, who usually cares about football and baseball and hockey, if you can put into context what these first 2 games mean, how good this U.S. team actually is, anybody out there driving around, we got 16 open phone lines. at 412-928-9370, and let's make intern Dom earn his money. Anybody out there now that this game is has gone final, who can tell us the significance of what the United States is doing right now, because they've scored 6 goals in 2 games, which seems to me like a lot in soccer, Donnie. 4 in the first game and now 2, which is not a huge number, but still, what do they say, clean sheet? When you shut a team out, they had a clean sheeter here. And they've only given up 1 goal in 2 games. It's probably the bigger story.
Well, yeah, because you'll see there too, now it doesn't matter for them because they're going to advance to the round of 32 regardless, since they won the first 2 games. But when it comes down to tiebreakers in this bad boy, it happens to bring on the aggregate scoring, the goal differential, the United States +5 in that category. So tonight for Turkey and Paraguay, that's a big one because both teams lost the first game.
Right.
Paraguay blown out by the United States. Turkey lost 2-0.
But if Turkey wins and blows out Paraguay, then Turkey plays the United States next week. So if Turkey were to beat the U.S., they'd both have 6 points, and maybe they could get back in it with the tiebreaker. Unlikely because they're 7 goals behind them, but they beat Paraguay 5-0 or something like that. That gets interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know what the chances of that are. Turkey lost to Australia, and we just dominated Australia.
Yeah,
we didn't even have our best player.
Yeah, the Americans are not normally in this nice of a position. They do tend, at least from what I was told from buddies that actually
Why are they playing country roads at this game? Is that a thing? After the U.S. wins, they play country roads?
I don't know.
Did Crowley take over the sound system in
I was
Seattle
ask
here?
If they pick that up like the U.S. hockey team picked up Freebird, but they're normally not in this nice of a position where they can go into that third game and it doesn't really mean a thing. They can sit.
Well, it depends. Like I said,
again, and
the game could have meaning if Turkey or Paraguay wins in a blowout. If it's a close win, then their goal differential probably makes it a moot point. But you're right. They can rest Pulisic, who's from Hershey, PA? Yep. Did I get that right? They can rest their best player for a second game. He has a calf injury. And now they're playing it here. This is like before the backyard brawl when we were down here, and it was like a takeover from West Virginia fans, which kind of freaked me out a little bit.
That game will be Thursday. That's a late one. That's a 10 p.m. start time. Yeah. Thursday, 10 p.m.
Where's the game? San Francisco? Santa Clara? The Santa Clara Stadium? You can't call it Levi's. That's a no-no.
Let me check on them. I mean, obviously, it's going to be out west somewhere. They have Los Angeles.
I mean, based on the showing here, there's actually people in Pittsburgh who do know soccer, so I would be intrigued to hear as this game ends if there are people that want to take advantage of Open Phone Friday and speak to the significance of the U.S. starting 2-0 in the World Cup and their chances of doing damage in the World Cup for the first time, maybe ever. 412-928-9370. 412-928-9370. That is the Edgar Steiner Associates fan text line, reminding you to text responsibly. We are live here at Mike's Beer Bar, 5:10. Time to start your weekend off right with Archie's Famous Wings. Open Phone Friday is next, but first a headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
The Pirates, who were off yesterday, begin a new series tonight in Colorado against the Rockies. Game is at 8:40. Bubba Chandler is on the mound, and you can listen right here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app. Dan Zangrilli has the North Shore Tavern leadoff show at 7:45. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, go to 937thefan.com.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/ground advantage to learn more. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
What if everything you learned in history class was only half the story? I'm Dr. Harini Bhatt, host of Hidden History. Every Monday, I go where history gets mysterious. Vanished civilizations, doomsday prophecies, paranormal phenomena, and events that science still can't fully explain. On Hidden History, I treat these moments like open case files. Not myths, not superstition, just incomplete explanations waiting for a closer look. Listen to and follow Hidden History, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Metals Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. It has been 10 years since LeBron James and Kevin Love were a part of a championship team in Cleveland, and now there's reports they could be reuniting in Los Angeles with the Lakers. But would an aging LeBron James and Kevin Love really be what Luka Doncic needs right now? I'm Rod Sharon.
Hey, it's Chris Muller, and let me tell you something right now. They are turning up the heat at Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Washington. Mike Engel, he's my guy. He is the OG bow tie guy. Love working with him because he treats people the right way, and he knows that starts with great deals, but he also backs it up with terrific customer service and a great car buying experience. But about those sizzling deals right now, at Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Washington, right now, new Jeep Grand Cherokees and Ram trucks, you can save big with 0% financing. New Jeep Cherokees and Gladiator Sports, save up to $10,000 off MSRP. Plus, get up to 125% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade, regardless of model, mileage, or condition. The Make This the Summer event starts now, and it's too hot to miss. So make sure you get down there to Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Washington and online, crownjeep.com.
Baseball fans, Father's Day is right around the corner, and what do dads like? Baseball and beer. And there's one place to go for all your beer needs, and that is Hampton Beer Outlet, Route 8 in Hampton, where they've got the best prices around and the best selection and best customer service. And right now, for Father's Day, 10% off all Hampton Beer Outlet gift cards. That's right, 10% off Hampton Beer Outlet gift cards. Perfect for the dad in your life. Drive a little, save a lot. Route 8 in Hampton.
God bless America from PrismFireworks.com.
Imagine fulfilling all your office furniture needs under one roof. At Tri-State, we make it simple. From liquidations and office moves to design services, architectural walls, installation, and everything in between. No project is too big and no project is too small. And with our family of companies, Tri-State Office Furniture, Tri-State Office Interiors, and Tri-State Office Express, you get every solution in one place. Why go anywhere else? Call 412-771-0760. Experience the Tri-State difference.
Now for the Gherkin Roofing and Contracting Call the Pickle Today Traffic Center.
You'll see surveyors out working today along I-79 and the Route 60 and Parkway West interchange ramps in Robinson and Kennedy Townships, so don't be surprised if you run into some shoulder restrictions between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA, I'm David Ballarado on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
This report brought to you by Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania. Experience the new Case difference at Case Power and Equipment of Pennsylvania, your 2025 Dealer of the Year. From expert sales and service to thousands of parts in stock, they keep you running at full efficiency. Case Construction. Together, we won't back down.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Now back to the PM team, presented by Mike's Beer Bar. Live and local, just like Mike's.
Is presented by Sullivan Super Service. We are live at Mike's Beer Bar. This place was a mob scene after the USA. Well, during the USA's win over Australia, I should say. Right, Donnie? I mean, you've been sending out videos left and right. I mean, it was definitely a vibe here for this match.
It was electric.
It was. A little bit better than when we were here for that Duquesne, Illinois NCAA tournament game, and the Dukes were down about a cool 30 points in the second half.
Yeah, that was also...
It was packed that day, but vibes were low.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was a little bit unfortunate because...
And Sarah was here as a Duke alum.
But you, myself...
Duke's alum.
You, myself, and Mulsey went to what was a great game at PPG Paints Arena. It was
NC State and Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, and that was highlighted by Doug Golke and our guy DJ Burns.
Ooh,
and
that was so
every
much
time
fun.
those guys touched the ball, there was a buzz in the crowd. We sacrificed what was a very, very good second part of that doubleheader.
Oregon and Creighton.
To come back here and watch, unfortunately, Duquesne get their heads kicked in.
Well, the U.S. did not get its heads kicked in. They beat Australia. A report just went out. Last Friday's game, the USA against Paraguay, was the most watched soccer match in American history. Which shocks me because the U.S. has gone deeper into World Cups. They've played bigger matches. They hosted a World Cup in '94, and I think they made it to the knockout round. They played Brazil. And yet I guess more and more people are getting into this thing. The attendance here at Mike's Beer Bar would certainly back that up. The number of people that have adopted the U.S. soccer team and are hoping for a massive upset if they win. I mean, they started this tournament as a big, big underdog. Now, Mike from Mike's Beer Bar, who's a huge soccer fan, was telling me that this was a very even group coming into it, Donnie, that the rankings of the 4 teams from the FIFA rankings were actually all very jumbled together. This was considered the most well-rounded group, the most wide-open group.
Well,
we're not making it look wide open. We've won both of these games pretty convincingly.
Yeah, that makes me feel better. Again, not having a ton of knowledge about the entire field. It's also expanded. It's 48 teams this time around, and we've kind of joked about some of the countries that are in this thing somehow.
And yet Italy can't get in.
A team like Italy.
My home country can't make it into this thing.
That is not in. But if that's the case, that would have me feeling pretty good because the United States just kind of took care of business the first 2 games. It never felt like a threat that they were going to even
No, because in both
tie
games
this
they've
game.
scored goals very early, and I think that's helped. They've gotten the momentum and the mojo going and the home crowd behind them. 412-928-9370. It's Open Phone Friday. Here is Noah on the Fan. Hello, Noah.
Hi, everybody. Fellow Greensburg Salem alum, played soccer there.
Wow. Do you know the coach over there, Donnie? Who would have been the head man, the manager of
I don't know
the
when
soccer
Noah.
team?
I don't know when Noah graduated.
That was it. I graduated in 2000, so it was a long time ago.
Okay.
But vibes is the perfect way to describe this. The U.S. are huge underdogs. They're not Spain. They're not France. But Mauricio Pochettino, the manager of them, has them believing. Everybody's getting into this. You said it's the most watched match. My father-in-law from Jackson, Mississippi, never watched an ounce of soccer in his life, is into this World Cup. He got a Cabo Verde shirt. That's exactly what this means. They are playing very well. They have an elite striker. Balogun should have scored today. He didn't. And I was just with you guys at Mike's Beer Bar. I agree. It's been phenomenal. We can all believe. They can move forward. They can do well. This is good things.
Thank you.
Pony, I do think Noah brings up a good point there as to why.
Does Greensburg Salem have a history of great soccer programs, Don?
Now, I wouldn't be able to speak for when he was there.
Yeah.
I was actually going to guess that he was younger than me by the voice, and it turns out
He had a nice radio voice.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out he graduated almost 15 years before I did.
Congratulations on all his success.
But he is right that this is one of the few things that the United States goes into internationally where
the expectations aren't very high.
Right, like we aren't the favorite. It is a country like Spain who played to a draw in their first matchup. It's a team like France who has one of the best players on the planet.
Yeah.
Argentina, Brazil, they always get thrown into that mix too. I mean, I placed a bet on the United States before this thing started just to make it to the round of 16.
And you got plus money.
That was almost 3-1 odds.
Yeah. So
that tells you right there that
expectations weren't super high, but there's pressure on them nonetheless because it's here. It's in the U.S. They're one of the home teams with Canada and Mexico. So they have a chance here, a golden opportunity to raise the profile and increase the visibility on American soccer if they do well. And they don't want to be the group that blows it either. Because typically host teams do pretty well, although the last few times when you have Qatar and South Africa hosting, I mean, the expectation's not really as high, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, there is an added element of pressure. I guess they would share that with Canada and Mexico.
Canada just won a blowout. Their goal differential's +6.
Yeah, I mean,
their soccer team's looking better than their hockey team right now.
They won 7-0 yesterday, and I think they played Qatar, didn't they?
And how did Qatar get in? How do some of these guys? Italy's sitting at home, and Qatar is getting a friggin' free pass here in the World Cup, and they're getting destroyed. Although they tied their first match, I think, actually.
I don't know how the entire
process works.
I should have this pulled up.
Me neither.
They qualify through like different organizations and different leagues.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I know it inside and out. Here's Scott and Moon on Open Phone Friday. Hello, Scott.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey man.
So here's the deal. I lived in Seattle for 20 years, and I followed the Seattle Sounders before they were in MLS. Soccer in some parts of this country has a huge following. I think that this World Cup, the U.S. does have an advantage with the fact that they're playing at home. Let's not deny that in any way, shape, or form. Even in the 90s when they hosted the World Cup, they played way above their level when they hosted in I think it was 94. So anyway, my thought is this. I think soccer is going to take off after this World Cup for the simple reason that people are more in tune because of MLS and because of the other soccer leagues and levels there is here in the States. The Riverhounds play in the USL. MLS drawing players from around the world. Lionel Messi, best player of his generation, now plays for Miami FC in MLS and is still tearing up the league at his age. They're players, I think more exposure to the different European leagues also feed into the U.S. as far as it stokes the fans' curiosity of them, that, there's more access than there was 20, 30 years ago. So I think that soccer is going to really take off after this. And I expect the U.S., honestly, I'm kind of expecting them to get even past the group of 16 and maybe even into the the top 8.
Okay. Now, there you go. How about that?
After that, you're going to run into the buzzsaw teams.
Teams.
But at
Gotcha.
the same time, the way they're structured, they could advance and surprise some people.
All right, thank you, Scott. He thinks they're going to go really deep in this one and is going to create a soccer revolution in this country. I don't see that happening. I don't want to be Debbie Downer after this game. I'm just going to appreciate it for what it is. I've been told that soccer is going to take over the United States probably since I started thinking about sports. Even before I was in this business, like I've heard my entire life that soccer was going to become one of our most popular sports because little kids play soccer in droves. I think this will help the growth of the sport. Messi's been in the MLS for a couple of years now? I've never watched a single one of his games. Have you?
Not with Miami, no. That also might be why our guy back behind the glass thought he was the best American-born player to ever live.
Wait, what? Dom played soccer in high school. He didn't know Messi was from Argentina?
No, stop, Donnie. I knew he was from Argentina. I didn't have a better guess for the trivia question, so I said it as a joke, for God's sake.
I question if that was a joke, Dom. My question, Pony, was who has the most goals in FIFA World Cup history for the United States?
Is it Landon Donovan?
It is.
Okay. I'm not even a soccer aficionado, and I know that, let alone a guy that was a high-level varsity player like Dom claims to be. Anyways.
Very high level.
Follow us on Twitter and watch us there. Brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Route 19 in Peters Township. First domino falling. The Pirates make their first trade. What does it mean? What's next? Jason Mackey will tell us live in Denver for the Pirates and Rockies. But first, a headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
All right, let's take one more look at the leaderboard here at the U.S. Open for round 2. Wyndham Clark still remains at the top. He's at 7 under. We have 4 guys who are right beneath him tied for second. Xander Schauffele, Matt Fitzpatrick, Sam Stevens, and Sam Burns. They are all at 3 under, and that's where things stand as we close out round 2 and head into round 3 tomorrow. And that update brought to you by True Green, the official lawn care provider of the PGA, and by Lynch Golf Sales at Pine Creek. If you're not being fit outdoors, you're not being fit. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, go to 937thefan.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
I wish we were at the game right now.
To be honest, I don't mind watching it at home.
You'd rather be here than at the game?
I mean, kinda. We have comfy seats, replays, and this entire fridge full of Faygo.
Red Hot.
60-40.
Dr. Faygo. Rock and roll.
What the heck was that?
Oh, yeah. My fridge does that ever since I stocked it with all this Faygo.
Can I try?
All yours. Root beer, candy apple,
orange.
I think one just said my name.
Faygo, with over 50 flavors. What flavor you got?
Cheerleaders is Pittsburgh's premier gentlemen's club and sports bar. As soon as you arrive, you can feel the energy of the Cheerleaders experience. Cheerleaders has a 5-star kitchen that stays open late. Cheerleaders has been voted Pittsburgh's #1 gentlemen's club 12 of the 13 years they've been open. Cheerleaders now is Taco and Tequila Tuesdays. $2 tacos, $2 Coors Light bottles, $2 tequila drinks till midnight, and 2-for-1 private dances. Friday, June 19th and Saturday, June 20th. Come see Tattooed Hottie Lee Raven. Only at Cheerleaders.
Have you or a loved one recently needed nursing home care? This can be very expensive and you can lose your life savings without proper planning. The attorneys at Julian Gray Associates have helped thousands of families navigate these difficult situations. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
I finished a 5K in 94th place, right after a man wearing jeans. They still gave me a medal. I don't want a reward for doing. I want a reward for dominating. Like Daily Prize Matcher on Bet365. I play for free and win real rewards, like up to $5,000 in cash weekly. Unlike that joker in denim. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at Amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Your hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com. The PM team is brought to you by Mike's Beer Bar on the North Shore. Meet me at Mike's. Now back to the PM team, presented by Mike's Beer Bar.
And they're not stupid, they're special.
Live and local, just like Mike's.
Live at Mike's Beer Bar, where the U.S. just took down Australia 2-0. I think that's this man right here, Gabe. Hook him up to get 6 points and assure a spot in the round of 32 at the World Cup. Next match is Thursday night in L.A. against Turkey at 10 o'clock. Game won't really mean anything based on what happens in that Turkey-Paraguay game later on tonight. I know all of Pittsburgh will be watching that. Just kidding. But they will be watching the Buccos and listening to the Buccos on 93.7 The Fan. After the Pirates finally made a trade. People have been clamoring for trades for weeks and months on the station. Get a reliever. Pirates did. Hunter Stratton. There was a good Stratton. His name was Chris Stratton. Now they got the other Stratton. And they shipped Joey Bart out in that deal. Jason Mackey, our Pirates insider, joins us right now on the Fan Hotline presented by Sullivan Super Service, Pittsburgh's trusted plumbing and HVAC provider for over 50 years. Jason, why did the Pirates make this trade?
A couple reasons, Andrew. One, they need relief help. That's pretty obvious. They've got familiarity with Stratton. they can make it now. They can get him now. The number of relievers available on the open market right now, contrary to seemingly what's out there, like, is not terribly readily available. They were going to have a 3-catcher situation. I think there was probably only so much higher Bart's value could go. Rather than manage the 3-catcher situation, it takes, what was maybe a concern and addresses a weakness with Hunter Stratton. And I think that, I know he's going to AAA, and I know we'll get into that, but I would expect him to be pitching innings in this bullpen fairly soon.
Jason, fair to expect our buddy Marcell Ozuna in the lineup tonight. Colorado facing a lefty. I mean, it seems like a pretty easy case here.
Yep, and you would be correct, Donnie. I'm expecting Marcell Ozuna to be in there. I think it makes sense, too. I mean, you got to give him a run of playing time, maybe up to the All-Star break, something. I mean, I look at it with Connor Griffin and O'Neal Cruz, still working back from injury. You have the DH at-bats right now. They need to take advantage of this opportunity, play him, see if there's anything there. If you can give him a run of at-bats this late in the season, the weather's warm, there are no excuses. If he doesn't produce, and then you move on and whatever. But they're going to need that DH spot to be productive. If Marcell Ozuna is hitting, great, that solves the problem. But I expect him to be in there today, and I expect him to get a pretty healthy dose of playing time the next little while.
Jason, we'll never know the exact answer to this, but you're around the team every day, so you can answer it better than anybody. If they weren't able to find a trade partner for Joey Bart, what would they have done?
I mean, I think probably sent Henry Davis down.
Really?
I mean,
they would have just had that difficult conversation with Skeens, huh?
I mean, it's pretty numbers-based, in my opinion, Andrew. I mean, what are you going to do with Joey Bart, number one? He's on a major league contract. You spent the money. Andy Rodriguez has an OPS north of 850. He's contributing. He's earned that job. It might be uncomfortable, but Henry Davis hasn't hit enough to stick around. And so, I think you just have to make that decision. Again, all of this is useless now because of the trade, but I think you have to prioritize offense where they're at right now as a team. I think you would have lived with it, but they also really like Henry's defense, as we've talked about quite a bit, and Andy has earned his way here. So I think it kind of made Joey Bart expendable if they could address.
What do they like about Davis's defense besides the fact that he throws runners out? Is that it? Is that why they like it? Because he cuts down those guys trying to get an extra 90 feet?
I mean, that's part of it. It's not all of it. They really like his game planning. And I will back that up from being around the team every day, seeing how much he puts into scouting reports, learning opposing pitchers, learning his own pitchers. He is very good at that part of the job. His blocking numbers have been solid. They like how he handles pitchers, part of the game planning aspect. You ask anybody around the team, I mean, they will tell you they think he is an elite defensive catcher. I understand people on the other side are going to disagree with that, but the Pirates are very bullish on Davis's defense and the value it brings. He just needs to hit.
How do you expect the breakdown to go when it comes to who starts games? I mean, obviously it'll be Davis every time it's Paul Skeens, but do we see Andy Rodriguez every other game other than that?
Yeah, I mean, probably, Donnie. I mean, I think if Andy stays in there with contributing as much as he has offensively, I'd expect him to catch 2 out of most 3. It depends on how things might fall. Like if Andy ends up catching, a Saturday, it gets based on Paul. Like maybe that gets Henry a series where he's getting 2 or 3. But, I think it's going to be a, 60-40 split in favor of Andy, 65-35, something like that. I think the only thing they need to be aware of, and they are with Endy, is just, coming off elbow issues, and he's had a hip thing, and seeing him around the clock. Like, he's not injured, but I mean, I'm just saying they're going to be mindful of not running him into the ground at this.
Jason, do you respect Jeff Passan?
Yeah, of course. He's great.
So Passan put out his MLB trade deadline article yesterday and linked players to teams.
Yep.
He has 3 first basemen linked to the Pirates at the deadline. William Contreras in Boston, Christian Walker in Houston, Luis Arraez in San Francisco. Can you do your best to explain how somebody as good as him would have intel that would lead him to believe that the Pirates are interested in first baseman right now?
Yeah, I saw that, and I really hate talking about others reporting, but I don't understand where that came from, Andrew. Like, I don't have any sense that they're looking to add a first baseman. Like, Spencer Horwitz has been solid. Ryan O'Hearn's been solid. they have needs in the bullpen. I expect them to go out and address those on top of Hunter Stratton. But I don't know where Passan's getting their interest in first base. Their offense has been good. They don't need to add there. They have a lot of other things they need to add. That's out of left field for me.
It's really no surprise that Aroldis Chapman was the reliever name that Passan had connected to the Pirates. And I know that we're still a month and a half out from the deadline, and there's been I know it's always like this every time we get to the deadline, whether they are sellers or buyers. But is there any sort of idea what a deal for Chapman, who is a veteran reliever, well into his 30s, and on an expiring deal, what would that cost?
Well, he's not on an expiring deal, Donnie. He has one more year on his deal.
Yeah,
I don't know how that would factor into anything.
The option's going to get picked up because of all his innings. He's going to definitely get that, right, Jason? That's a done deal.
I mean, he's been pitching incredibly well. Like I look at it as a multi-year commitment. That's not to say the Pirates can't or won't do it. And no, I have not heard exact things put to that. Often you don't. That doesn't surprise me. The only thing I've heard is that it's steep. He's the top of the market. It's not going to be cheap. I don't know. The Pirates probably could pull something off if they want to. I mean, obviously they're not going to give up Seth Hernandez. There's some other guys, though, man. Like, I'm looking at Denver's roster or Colorado's roster, whatever. Antonio Senzatella got converted starter. He's been really good in the bullpen. The Rockies are out of it. He makes a lot of sense. Garrett Whitlock, another Red Sox reliever, makes a lot of sense to me. Kyle Finnegan from the Tigers, if they continue to lose, that's another name that makes sense. I mean, it's not to say I wouldn't be thrilled if they got Aroldis Chapman, but just to loop back, guys, I mean, the acquisition cost is going to be very, very high. It's going to be tough.
Jason, it kind of sounded, I know you didn't say this in your answer, but just the way that you kind of talked about it makes me feel like the Pirates' odds of acquiring Chapman again are almost slim to none. Is that fair?
I don't want to say slim to none, man, because it's so early. Like, I just think it's going to be, how do I want to phrase this? I'm not saying it's above 50%. I'm not saying it's likely.
Of course
I think
not.
It will be a bit of a stretch. And maybe put it in the 30% range or something like that, 30 to 40%. So, not slim to none. They're aware of their deficiency. They're going to be aggressive to try to win. They know they need to win. They know what they need to add. But once we get a little closer and you get a sense of what his market's going to be, I just think it's going to be really, really, really hard for them to swing that.
Jason, I thought the last time we saw Mlodzinski pitch in that blowout loss to the A's, he, according to the quotes I read, sounded like he thought, talking about Mlodzinski, that he needed to be used differently. He was throwing around words like, we need to be more creative with my role. And I thought Donnie Kelly sounded as maybe frustrated or perturbed by the strict definition of how they use Mlodzinski than I've ever heard him after that loss to the A's. So we haven't seen him pitch since. Does he just still get used behind Jared Jones? What do you think? Do we see him this series against the Rockies?
We'll see him in this series against the Rockies. If I were to bet based on the number of pitches that he threw, I would not expect to see him tonight. I actually think we'll see him tomorrow, is my own personal feeling. Based on the innings pitched, that's something, whether people agree or not, they value that more than the pitches. So 3 innings should put them a little shorter. It's actually a pretty good pocket for them to get away from it, get away from like stapling him to Jared Jones. And I mean, I agree with Carmen. A lot of people agree with Carmen. I think Don Kelly agrees with Carmen. They need to get more creative with how they use him.
I agree. I think people figured he was only with Jones because that's what Carmen wanted, and his quotes made it sound like that wasn't true.
No, I don't think that's true. I think Carmen wants put in a position where he's going to play an important role in this team. And I think it's on them to get him there. And I mean them, meaning the team and Carmen. I think they're in the process of figuring this out. They need to be more creative with it. And, I think you need to look at stints where he's going 2 or 3 innings and pitching more frequently. You're not reaping the advantage of that point. So they're in the process of doing that, Andrew. I was actually talking to a few people here in the dugout at Coors Field before that about his usage. So, I mean, they're aware, and you're not. I really don't think you're going to see him stapled to Jared Jones permanently. I bet it dusts up this weekend.
Bubba Chandler goes tonight, Jason. 2 starts ago, well, not even 2 starts ago, 2 appearances ago, they had Mason Montgomery open the game, and then it was Bubba Chandler. He looked pretty good. Then they had Chandler just start his next outing. How are they kind of deciding how to handle that?
You know what I think it was, Donnie? I think it was honestly just like agitation. Not like make him mad, just like try, do something else. Change it up a little bit. Because, he had gone through a lot of performances where he wasn't as efficient. It was the same thing over and over again. He's not throwing enough strikes. He's not being as aggressive. And it was just sort of change your environment, and it worked. And I felt like they didn't need to do that his next start. I don't really expect them to do that tonight. It could always be some sort of last-minute change, I guess. But, they've seen that aggressiveness that they've wanted to see out of Bubba his past 2 starts. So, going back to that one that you mentioned, the reason was almost just, I don't want to say messing with him, but just changing it a little bit, and he responded.
The lineup just came out. Jason, I'm not trying to nail you to the cross here because you just cover the team. You're not the manager or the GM. But can you explain to me why Billy Cook is playing in this game tonight in center field?
He's on the roster. He has to play sometime.
No, he doesn't.
Right?
He's there to hoist the cone.
I know. I have no idea. I know it's a spacious center field. I'm looking out at 415 and 390 to left center, 375 to right. It's a big place. It's getting him involved. If you're going to use him in late game situations, I think you've got to play him every so often. He hasn't.
I don't know, how often did Jim Leland play John Cangelosi? Some guys just sit on the bench and hoist cones. I don't know. I don't think you have to. There's no rule.
I think they're trying to just get him a game and get him in there. I don't think it's anything more than that.
Jason Mackey in Denver. Jason Mackey, his experience batting practice, we had I think 75 or more people that wanted to take part in that. Got huge feedback.
That's
at the
fun,
Fan
man.
5 alarm.
Yeah, I think that's a great I thought that was one of the better incentives we had all day yesterday. It was that. It was the
Connor Griffin bat.
It was the home. Yeah, that was a big one.
Steve's jersey.
Right behind home plate with Matt Clement.
Yep. Have you met Matt Clement yet, Jason?
I have not, and I feel terrible about it. I need to.
Terrible about it? That's a little bit harsh.
Well, I would like to meet him. That's all. I feel like I should. I like him and respect him. I just want to meet him.
All right, Jason. Good stuff. We'll talk again when you get back from Denver. Goodbye.
All right. Later, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Jason.
Jason Mackey. Berg Proud Challenge is going strong. We need you. Join Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank along with the Pens, Pirates, and Steelers. By moving your ass 30 miles this June, you can grab a one-of-a-kind Berg Proud shirt featuring all 3 black and gold logos, real logos, not the knockoff ones you see in the strip. Starting a fundraising campaign of your own, and you raise your first $25, and that shirt is yours. Plus, your contribution goes twice as far thanks to a matching grant from the Richard King Mellon Foundation. So if you get $25, they match it. Sign up today at pittsburghfoodbank.org/OdysseyPGH. A hodgepodge live from Mike's. When we come back, quick timeout, long commercial-free segment. It's the PM team.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Hey, it's Crowley. Father's Day is right around the corner. What does your dad want for Father's Day? He wants beer. I know that because I'm a dad. And I have a dad, and my dad loves beer. And right now at Hampton Beer Outlet, Father's Day special, 10% off all Hampton Beer Outlet gift cards. That's right, 10% off a Hampton Beer Outlet gift card. Tack it onto another gift or spend big and make that the big gift itself. Hampton Beer Outlet. Drive a little, save a lot. Route 8 in Hampton.
Guys, it's Mulsey here, and I want to tell you about all the great deals that can be had right now if you're looking for the Mitsu that fits you. At Crown Mitsubishi in Washington, they are turning up the heat, and your OG bow tie guy, Mr. Mike Engel, he has some sizzling deals for you. All Outlanders and Outlander sports with all-wheel drive and 0% financing. Outlander Trail Editions, you can get up to $7,500 off. Eclipse Crosses, take up to $5,000 off. Plus, get up to 125% of Kelley Blue Book value for your trade, regardless of model, mileage, or condition. Mike and his team do it the right way. They know you deserve the best deal on the Mitsu that fits you, and that's exactly what they get you. So take advantage. The summer sale starts now. It is too hot to miss. You got to get down there and see them at Crown Mitsubishi in Washington, and always online at crownmitsubishipa.com.
Tired of the shower curtain sticking to you? Time to contact BoulevardGlassandMetal.com.
Head to Archie's on Carson in Pittsburgh's South Side to catch all the black and gold action. Enjoy 80-cent wings every Monday through Thursday, plus nightly beer specials that keep the party going from kickoff to final whistle. Archie's on Carson, the official chicken wing of 93.7 The Fan.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. We are turning up the heat here at Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Washington, and your OG Bowtie guy has some sizzling deals. Jeep Grand Cherokees and Ram trucks save big with 0% financing. Jeep Grand Cherokees and Gladiator Sports save up to $10,000, plus up to 125% of KBB for your trade, regardless of model, mileage, or condition. Make this the summer event starts now, and it's too hot to miss. Shop CrownJeep.com. See the dealer for details on all offers.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Afternoons with Andrew Filipponi and Chris Muller. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Live at Mike's Beer Bar, the U.S. World Cup watch party was a huge success. Not only was this place packed, but the U.S. beat Australia 2-0, clinching a spot in the knockout round of 32. Let's get to a hodgepodge brought to you by Two Men and a Junk Truck. Visit them at twomenandajunktruck.com.
This is a hodgepodge of nothingness.
Fan weather tonight in Denver for the Pirates and Rockies, brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track today.
This is a hodgepodge of nothingness.
Marcell Ozuna batting 5th in the Pirates lineup, he's sandwiched between Ryan O'Hearn and Brandon Lau. Lau hits below Ozuna, which doesn't really make sense on the surface because Lau's got 18 home runs and he's got 49 RBIs. Both of those stats lead the Pirates. But Lau is just not good against lefties, Donnie, and he hasn't been all year. So that's why he hits 6th. It's a big spot for Ozuna in this series. Like, the GM keeps saying that his spot on the team is safe, that he does things off the field that are valuable, but they're not paying him $12 million to be a mentor to O'Neal Cruz, especially when Cruz isn't even on the team right now because he's hurt. He's got to produce. He finally hit a home run, albeit in a game that was already a blowout. Horrible lefty on the mound with an ERA approaching 8. Like, get that swagger back, Marcell Ozuna, when you're in Colorado this weekend. And the thing I would say to the Pirates about that is, looking ahead to Saturday and Sunday, Saturday it's going to be a right-handed pitcher, and Sunday it's going to be Michael Lorenzen, who's right-handed, and the stats stink. If Ozuna's good tonight, don't bench him against right-handed pitchers Saturday and Sunday.
No, I want him to be in the lineup all 3 of these days. Like, I don't care what hand the ball is coming out of from the pitcher. This is a spot where you have to figure out if he has any shot to turn things around. Rowdy Tellez turned it around a couple of years ago. Tommy Pham turned it around last year. If you can figure out if there's anything left in this guy, this is a series that can do that. I'll even go a step further, Pony. I think Ozuna's going to hit a ball like 500 feet tonight.
Oh, God.
And I think it's going to be a shootout in Colorado. Bubba Chandler's had a couple of good outings back-to-back here, but even he will fall victim a little bit to what happens there. Freeland is awful.
Yep.
And I think Ozuna is going to put one out, maybe in his first at-bat. That goes 450 plus.
How about if you're Jake Mangum, you're hitting 354 this month, you show up at Coors Field, you can't wait to play, and you see Billy Cook's name in the lineup?
That's a bizarre one to me. And Jason tried to find some way to defend it. He really couldn't.
Next.
This is a hodgepodge of nothingness.
I was going to say Billy Cook only on the roster to hoist the cone. Pony, I don't know if you saw this, but I noticed on Terrell Pryor's Instagram, and Terrell just got in trouble with the law again like a week ago. Malsey saw him a little bit before that at Oakmont, and I think he played pretty well there from what Chris told us. He posted on Instagram something about a documentary on the Ohio State tattoo scandal.
Yeah.
Possibly coming soon. I'd absolutely watch this. In the height that we are now in with NIL and just the wild, wild west nature of college athletics, there ain't a group of guys that got screwed worse than those guys 15 years ago. You have Jim Tressel in the mix, who was a legendary coach at Ohio State. He's a legendary Youngstown guy. He's like in public office there now.
Yeah, now he's the lieutenant governor or something like that. He landed on his feet okay.
Mike Adams, the former Steeler, was in the mix there. He was one of those 5 or 6 players that got caught up in the tattoo thing. I'd absolutely watch a documentary on that. I hope it happens. I'm not holding my breath, but I hope it happens.
It depends. Some of these Netflix documentaries I feel like are just not really fair. They're so one-sided. It's just one person's version of the stories. I kind of felt that way about the Johnny Manziel one that I watched. I didn't think it was very good. So it depends. I think it could be great. And definitely has the makings of a great one, but it just depends on how they choose to do it. Next.
This is a hodgepodge of nothingness.
Dom?
So I would talk about Outer Banks announcing their release date for Season 5, but Pony, we already established you won't watch a show with kids under the age of 30. So
No, that's not true.
That's true. That's exactly what you said.
I said I would, but as long as it's not a coming-of-age story. There can be younger actors, like when this what's the show with Sydney Sweeney in it?
Euphoria.
Yeah, like I don't want to watch, a story about a 21-year-old finding itself. That doesn't do anything for me. But if there's younger actors and there's a more complex plot, I'm going to watch it for sure.
Yeah, but most young shows with young actors and actresses is about coming of age. So you need to watch shows with like geriatric people. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not true. I mean, you could argue in some respects that Stranger Things was a coming-of-age story, but it was also about like aliens and stuff. Euphoria is about a bunch of people having sex with each other. I mean, it's
a great show.
Right.
So
Fantastic.
anyway,
I'll go to Brazzers for that if I want it.
So anyway, the story that I am going to talk about, Donnie, is there was a little news out of Pittsburgh media that went viral. It was in the New York Post. We were talking about the Post earlier. It was in Awful Announcing. And that is Sportsnet Pittsburgh moved on from their rinkside reporter for the Penguins, Haley Hunter. Now, here's my opinion, boys. They need to obviously find a new rinkside reporter. And in my opinion, there's only two people who should be up for the job.
Oh, here we go.
Number one is Hannah Mears. She does an excellent job with the Pirates. I'm a big fan of her, and she follows me on Twitter and Instagram, so automatically I think that she should have a leg up. The second candidate, personally, I'm all for making hockey more interesting, more entertaining. You know, when you go to the rinkside reporter for some news, I want to laugh, I want to have fun. So I think the only other person who should be up for the job is Harry Kalas.
I agree. You know what? I was hoping you said that, and I actually agree. I do. That might floor people and be a flabbergasting comment. I actually think Kalas would excel in that job. I'm with you. I agree.
It is crazy down here.
Well, because he likes talking to people. He likes doing fun little different things like that.
Donnie, I do actually think that part of the job, it would be fantastic to have him in that role.
I mean, yeah. If
the
you're
in-game interviews?
Yeah, like if you're not counting on any sort of analysis, and I'm not acting as if I would
Why?
know.
Sideline reporters aren't supposed to do that. Potash isn't telling us about their forecheck and back check. He's a character.
Right. I mean, I feel like they have to have like some like semblance of like what's going on.
A post-game interview with Malkin and Kalas on the ice. Give it up for this man, this large Russian individual.
A remarkable night for Evgeny Malkin.
I'm telling you, man. I think Dom is actually onto something. I mean, the body's not even cold, and he's already trying to find Haley's, replacement, which I think is a little tough.
Well, they're going to have to find somebody.
I know.
Robbie
agree.
Smokowski tried to shoehorn his way back in. I don't think that's going to work out.
No, I don't think he tried to shoehorn himself in. I just thought he pointed out that what happened to Haley was BS, and I do agree with him on that. But Kalas should apply.
Could you imagine him between the benches on something like what happened between the Penguins and Flyers in that playoff series?
I was down here, and they were trading fisticuffs and roundhouses.
They'd probably have to move the benches back a little bit so he can fit, but once he gets in there, then I think it'd be fun.
Let's say this. If they hired him, the pop it would get, not just in Pittsburgh, but throughout broadcasting when people saw Harry and what he was all about, it would absolutely get a huge reaction.
Yeah. No question.
And like Kalas on the road, 365 covering hockey would also be just amazing. Kalas getting into Canada and whatnot.
Maybe. So I'm going to be with Kalas almost all of next week.
You got to ask him about it on Monday.
Yeah, I'll bring it up Monday.
Tell him he needs to throw his hat in the ring. He needs to send a demo over of his video.
I'm sure he has plenty of like in-game or post-game interview experience somewhere.
I think just for content's sake, he needs to apply and see what the response it would be great content if we found out he got an interview and then we could talk it up on the air and talk to him after the interview and stuff. I think it'd be great.
I'm typing out my Indeed cover letter.
I think every producer at The Fan should apply for the job. Dom, not you though, I don't want to lose you. But Dom, Bechtold, actually you should apply. Why not? You have friends over there. You couldn't go by Donnie football anymore. You'd have to be Donnie hockey, I guess.
I think Donnie would get that job in a heartbeat if he wanted it.
Wow!
I think it's too easy of a get for Donnie. Too easy of a get for Donnie.
A layup, if you will.
I don't know about that.
How about that?
Bechtold would just be god-awful. He would drop the ratings on Sportsnet Pittsburgh to abysmal levels. That'd be a horrible job.
How about Zan Grilli?
Dan Grilli. No, he's too professional. He's too buttoned up.
He's too buttoned up.
I mean, too buttoned up. He called a free throw shooting contest in a parking lot at a firehouse like it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. I don't think he's that buttoned up.
Well, that was for a good cause.
All right. Thanks, everybody, here at Mike's Beer Bar. It's been a spectacular time. Hey, you got to get down here to watch some World Cup soccer. There's another game going on right now. Mike has pledged every game is going to be on. And the U.S. next game is Thursday night against Turkey. Or what would Muller call it?
Turkey.
What's next, Dom, before pregame?
Best of.
Best of, and then the leadoff show is Angrilli at 7:45. PM team signing off.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
84 Lumber has been building America for 70 years. Whether you're a homeowner starting your first project or a pro on the job, 84 Lumber offers the kind of personalized expertise you won't find in a big box store. They're more than just lumber. From windows and doors to siding, trim, and decking, 84 Lumber has the materials you need to get it done right. With 14 locations across Pittsburgh, there's one near you. Visit 84lumber.com to find your store. 84 Lumber, your hometown building partner for 70 years.
It's Chris Mack with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. A trip to the knockout round is on the line in Seattle this afternoon as the U.S. men take on Australia. And with or without their superstar, the Americans have shown unrelenting offensive aggression in the first half of matches since their run-up to this tournament began, punctuated by last Friday's 4-1 victory over Paraguay. While the Aussies are more conservative, thinking defense first, coming off a 2-0 victory against Turkey. You could take the U.S. to go over 14.5 shots. You could take Australia to go under 7.5 shots. Or, as I'm doing, parlay them together for a better than 2-1 payout. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This Father's Day, skip the tie and find something at Target he'll really love. Is he into a fresh look? Don't miss 40% off Goodfellow polos and shorts so he can give that one shirt a break. Maybe he's in chill mode. Buy 2, get 1 free on music and books. Perfect for a night in his way. Or go with a men's fragrance from $29.99, the kind he didn't know he needed and won't stop wearing. Make Dad's Day, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Now for the Gherkin Roofing and Contracting Call the Pickle Today Traffic Center.
PennDOT crews are out doing emergency drainage repair work on Route 8 in Richland between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays through the end of the month. Flaggers will be there to help you through the work zone, where it'll be reduced